piece right there, buddy. Yeah, y'all didn't give me time to bail out and figure this out real quick.
Yeah, it should be like bang, bang, bang. This is not my rodeo, baby.
Say what?
It should not be your first rodeo. It should be bang, bang.
Yeah, I've never used the StreamYard though.
Oh, StreamYard's a shit. I love it.
I've used it to make a video one time, but that was about it.
Yeah, StreamYard is. Now I can't see. I could do it on my tablet, but I can't do it on my phone because my IP is still blocked.
Well, I'm doing it on my iPad, and I was trying to toss up. Do I want to do it on the laptop or the iPad or what?
You done confused yourself. You done confused yourself is what you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, too many options. Too many options.
And Spectre was telling me about pinning. How do I pin the?
You gotta copy it. So go to.
I did copy it.
Yeah, I don't even know where the fuck that is. I don't have that option. Yeah, go copy it and then paste it in the chat, and then go on your cell phone or whatever, and then you got to pin it from there.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, turns into a whole ordeal.
Let's see. Pin message. Look at that, like a pro.
There you go. You're in it. You're in like Flint. See, this ain't your first rodeo.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm glad to see everybody at home. Love it. Yep. Love it.
I'll be right back.
No, Jesus.
Good. I'm in. I'm out.
Yeah. Good to see you. Thanks for the invite. I'm gone. Look at the back of my chair.
I've got another pair of earbuds somewhere that work. I've got one that's working and that one is cutting in and out. That's driving me nuts.
Yeah, you got to do something. Figure it out already.
How is the I know the audio is probably not great, but how's the stream?
No, the audio is good. Stream's good. Yeah, everything sounds good. Yeah,
because I'm in the middle of nowhere where we have no internet, so I have the Starlink, the Elon Musk.
Do you have Starlink?
Yeah.
How's that been treating you?
It's been good. Comparatively. Now it's been really good. So,
yeah.
A little expensive, but.
Yeah. Internet out in sticks is always more expensive, but as long as it does what you need it to do when you need it, like watching Netflix. Usually Netflix will just buffer if you ain't got a good link.
Yeah, no, the kids are playing the snot out of their Xboxes and streaming occasionally and whatnot. So I guess we're good.
That's pretty good then. Yeah. I wouldn't mind trying that Starlink out, but
I've heard it's pretty good for a truck.
Yeah. But
I don't know how you would.
Most cell signals now is pretty decent in a truck. I mean, there might be some bad spots, but you're always going to find a bad spot. I don't know if Starlink is going to be any better because all cell phone is satellite. So, I mean,
well, actually, it's
satellite as
I wrote an article where Starlink is merging with, or not necessarily merging, but working with T-Mobile. So it'll be actually true satellite phones or satellite internet for the phones or something like that.
Yeah. See, you got those big hitters. You got AT&T, US Cellular, and Verizon. And because you can't have a monopoly on anything, and now everyone has got free access to everyone else's antennas. You got T-Mobile out here that is more or less renting everyone else's antennas. So they've got good coverage as anyone else does.
Yeah, we had that T-Mobile home internet. Everything we've tried out here would work great for a month or two, and then it would just
collapse. Yeah.
And that one worked the best. It did. But then we also had I guess we had some storms that knocked out a tower too, so that didn't help with that whole ordeal.
Yeah.
So,
is it surprising that I think in our heads we kind of stick with the ones that we know, like Verizon and AT&T are the best, the big hitters out here as far as cell phone is. And then you got your T-Mobiles and that one that actor has bought, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, Ron Reynolds.
Yeah, he's got $125 a line and shit, and
Yeah.
And you got to wonder, is like, geez, am I paying $300 for nothing, or am I getting $25 worth of shit? I don't know. I don't know.
That's hard to say.
Yeah. So you go by the brand, I guess, the notoriety of AT&T or Verizon, and you put all your eggs in that basket versus, the $25 shit, because as dumb as we are, sometimes we like to believe that our money is worth something, and that if I pay more money for it, it's got to be better quality. But maybe we're all just dumb. Maybe we're all just fucking dumb. Maybe it's the $25 is just as good as the $300. Who knows?
Well, the thing about the internet is, the internet comes from the same damn place.
That's what I'm saying. It's all up in the air.
Yeah.
It's all satellites. So when you say that, oh, well, this Skylab or whatever the fuck that's going on with Elon's got, it's good internet, but, well, isn't all cell phones off the internet? It's all off in satellites somewhere. So,
I don't know. The internet's the internet's a joke anyway. Internet was designed by the government and initially designed for the military, but then they decided to
Bill Clinton,
so
God bless his heart, gave us fucking internet porn, but Bill Clinton was one that gave us internet. Otherwise, it was a top secret. This is not everybody's business type of, yeah. Which, think of all the billionaires out there because of fucking www. Jesus, if I was 10 years older, or if you were 10 years older, we would have been the fucking mecca of this www shit.
Agreed.
Yeah, we just missed the calling, because we were like, oh fuck, dial up. What are we gonna do with this? Well, because we were all looking for tail, while everyone else is looking for fucking money. I was looking for pussy. Yeah. If it was 10 years later, we would have been all in the money. Yeah.
I don't know.
The Girls Gone Wild.
Damn.
Dude's a millionaire. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm working the same time I'm doing all this stuff here. I love it. End of year shit.
Yeah, I'm procrastinating. I gotta talk to your accountant. I've been waiting for some of my other shit to come in, but I'm gonna chat with her and see when she gets me in. I'm not in a hurry for my taxes, as long as they're done by deadline, because I'm gonna end up owing anyway. And then see where I need to go as far as corporation or whatever I gotta fucking do.
I'm telling you, you might as well go ahead and prepare. They're probably going to tell you need to. The first person you're going to talk to is probably going to be Barry.
Yeah.
Barry. Chantel's actually she's like my bookkeeper and does all that stuff. And
hey, she's mine too.
Yeah, she's good. She's really good.
Because my accountant, I said, should I go corporation or anything? She's like, so I kind of was like happy that she sent me a letter, say, hey, I'm retiring, so I'm not going to be able to do your taxes this year. And I thought, well, good. Good. Like somebody else now.
So did you call? Never mind.
I'm gonna call your guys's and then give her whatever she needs from me, and she can do it at her leisure. I don't care.
Well, she's gonna want everything, like everything. When I mean everything,
I'll give her last year's taxes of the year before's that. I'll give her the whole fucking spiel if she wants it. I'll just get a box FedEx to her, and then and she can rummage through it. And
if you got it digitally, they do everything. They do a lot of, well, once you get going, they do a lot of it digitally, and they'll probably just say, because they got a whole portal and everything. You upload stuff too.
Yeah, it's even easier.
Yeah, and you do it that way. Like I said,
I had to give my accountant everything in paper. So
see, I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you this is how good they are and how well they know that this industry. Okay, is that I haven't paid. I've zeroed out. I've balanced out at zero every year. Every year.
Yeah. See, I do not.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then of course they're going to give you the right guidance and stuff with what you need to do to
and that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. And not somebody who just fills in the blanks on their little, web page that they've got, like how much did you make in this. I want somebody who's actually got a fucking brain that says, yeah, you could do better. You might want to, you need to do this. And that's what I'm looking for. Because I don't have a problem with going corporation if I've got someone tell me the reasons and the benefits of such thing. This is your situation I'm looking at. If you're a corporation, it could be this. Perfect. Sign me up then.
Yep. I mean, T-Bone will even tell you. I mean, I recommend it, but I always tell people talk to them first so they can tell you why. And he'll even tell you, I mean, you're going to save money, bro. You are. It's going to save money. Plus, what it's going to do is it's going to separate James Best from your carrier and protect.
Yeah, and I need that too because an LLC dies with me. I mean, because I don't have any partners or anything like that. So
correct.
It's not something that could be given to anyone. So, and that's like sole proprietorship. It dies with you.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's something I'd rather build that could be given away. And my son's shown a lot more interest in learning what I'm doing. It's just currently there's nothing to learn because there ain't nothing to fucking show you.
There's a lot. It's just.
Well, I mean, there is, but it's like one ear and one out the other if it's not like a day-to-day, I need you to do this every day type of thing. Otherwise, I could give you the fucking green book and have you read it. It's not worth anything unless you put it into practice type of thing. Yeah. But, we're gonna make some moves this year for sure. Pittsburgh Steelers is winning. Fuck yeah!
That's like right now. I'm answering because this is what I like about the account. Like I send all my stuff right. They want you to send it as quick as possible. Usually quarterly at a minimum, right? Like everything. I'm talking like everything.
And I don't mind that. I don't. Yeah, I'd like to have that. That way I could get a heads up because I use my profit loss stuff, but I don't know the tax ramifications every quarter.
Yeah, what they do is they'll send you. Well, the other thing that they're going to tell you is they don't. They're the same way as a lot of they do not recommend paying quarterly. They just don't.
Yeah, and I don't pay quarterly. Now my accountant, she says, well, this is what you paid this year, and since you don't have any more depreciation, here's these little pieces of paper with envelopes, and say, okay, now you pay $3,000 every quarter, so you don't have to do this you don't have to pay. It's like, I'm not against fucking paying. I'll pay what I owe. It's not like I got to pay payments to the goddamn government. I always stockpile money. If I can pay taxes, I'll pay taxes. But I'm not going to do that 7-year fucking payment plan. I'm not that guy. So she says, oh, well, you don't have to pay it right away because, she told me, hey, you owe 11,000 whatever. And I went down there with a fucking check, said, well, here's my 11,000 and whatever. And said, well, you don't need to pay that right now. You can send that one. Well, send it.
Right.
It's what I owe. Send it. I'm not some jack off out here looking for 7 fucking payment plans or 7 years.
Right.
Yeah. Not interested in that at all. No.
Yeah, no, that's not what it's about. I mean, like right now, for example, right? I'm actually answering questions that they're asking me. Like I send all my stuff in, and then if they have questions or whatever, they shoot me a whole list at one time back. Hey, you sent us this. What is it? Da 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 da. Like, I got some equipment. They're like, okay, what equipment is this? We need these docs for this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
I recently changed something on the fuel card to where we can now use fuel cards to do lumpers and all that good stuff. And they're like, okay, is this what this is for? Blah, blah, just to get clarification. I mean, even for the home and stuff, they're like, hey, send us this stuff for the home so we can write it off portion of it for your offices. Stuff like that. I mean, they are really good. They're really on top of it, and they do what they need to do.
Yeah. Now, I've never had a year where I had to write off office space, but this year or previous year, I did. So I measured off this little quadrant here, and wrote that off as office space.
There's a lot that I didn't realize. That's why there's a lot.
The more you do, the more red flag is potential because now you're like stretching it. Right. You're like pushing the limits. So I didn't want any red flags, so I never wrote off, office space or utility bill or cable bill or like the internet and none of that shit. But
Well, I've always done my internet and like I have DirecTV for my home, right? That's what I have. But what I found out was that because I have the mobile app, obviously, right? And the fact that I can access like the weather channel and stuff like that from the road,
yeah,
it is a very common write-off to write off any kind of like TV or telephone.
yeah. 99% of the shit I do, even though I have phone internet and I could tether it to a computer, I don't.
Right.
I don't. I mean, I do it off the home internet. So,
So I was like, oh, okay. Well, shit. Let's take advantage of that. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of like the thing with Donald Trump. A lot of people are, oh, you're doing tax evasion, you're doing it. I didn't write the fucking rules.
Exactly right.
I just used the system.
Yeah, and he's doing the same as this guy's doing, and that guy's doing, and the other guy's doing. That's spending all this money to support this candidate. I'm not doing anything different than they're doing. They're doing the same goddamn thing. So they'll take their contributions, even though they're doing their same taxes as the same as I'm doing.
Yeah,
you're more than happy to take the contributions, but
and just writing them off. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to do another. I hate this. What the hell is that noise?
Sounds like somebody's masturbating with way too much Astroglide.
So if it goes away.
Way too much Astroglide.
Yeah.
Did it go away?
It did. You stopped doing it.
Yeah, I was like, what in the hell?
It's the dryer over there.
Oh, the dryer.
Well, sir, you're not wrong. I mean, corporation is a big step toward being wealthy. You're not wrong. And one of the biggest things you got to understand about when you do corporation is you really do have to keep everything separate. I mean, do I have some personal cards? Like for me, I have some credit cards, right? Do I have some that are still personally in my name? Yes, I do. I just have to be very diligent about what I do with those, because you could still use them for business, because obviously I travel. You can write that off as the business owner, right? It still separates you from the company, but you're still the owner of the company. So it really helps you outline it. And you're right. I mean, it is a step towards being wealthy, because one, dude, I didn't realize the tax benefit that comes from being a corporation alone is because after I pay myself, pay everybody, my equipment and all that stuff, the profit that's left gets taxed at a lower rate, not as the whole. And then whatever I pay myself, right, because you'll become a W-2, whatever I pay myself, one becomes another write-off for my company because it's my payroll, but then I'm not paying a higher tax at a corporate rate on my own personal income. So it saves you money. I think the estimate, and this was like a year or two ago, the estimate is like for every $100,000 that you do as an S corp, right, or a corporation, whether you're S corp or C corp, is potentially $8,000 to $12,000 in tax liability that you save.
My fear is this, and I'm not much into paying taxes ahead of time. My fear is this, that I don't make enough revenue to pay myself a W-2 and have taxes taken out of my W-2.
And this is where I learned this one. And this actually came from my accountant. They told me that they don't know why more truck drivers don't do it who are owner operators, right? Because if you make 100 to 150 grand, you should automatically be some sort of corporation, because you're going to save yourself money.
I can't even say we made that much.
Gross, not net, gross.
I don't think we did that.
Dude, you did 150 grand gross.
Yeah, that's a conversation that Barry and I just had a week or two ago.
I bet not.
Switch something or not.
I bet not.
I bet so.
I'll have to look.
You're telling me through the year that you did not gross. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you. That you did not gross 150 grand on paper.
Let me tell you what I grossed. I'll tell you what I grossed this year. I don't think I'm fucking.
If those are pulled 10 loads at $1,000 a piece on the Raycon.
I don't know. Let me look. I have a hard time believing that if we did, I really don't know how that happened.
10 loads, $1,000 a piece.
10 loads at $1,000 a piece. You didn't do that?
Let me look. What we got? I 10 loads is only, that's 10,000. 10 loads at $1,000 a piece is only $10,000, not 100,000.
So 100 loads.
Okay, 100 loads. Did you do 100 loads at $10,000 or $1,000 a piece?
I'm gonna say
100 loads through the year.
very unlikely.
I highly doubt.
Let's just see what I'm at. It's doing the circle thing. It's doing the calculating. Let's just see where I'm at.
Are you winging your back office?
I'm winging the back office right now.
He is. He just don't want to admit
That's
it.
what I do. I wing it. That's the best way to go. Just figure it out at the end of the year.
I don't know what the fuck this thing is showing. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at. What the fuck am I looking at? 22. Okay, we did 216.
Okay. 216 grand is what you grossed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. That's what I was saying is my accountant, which Tony knows him, Barry, you're going to talk to Barry. His words to me were, if any driver out here, right, who's an owner operator, he does not understand why they do not become a corporation at 100 grand gross, because it saves you money.
Yeah.
It saves you money. Because if you stay, because the old myth, right, and I shouldn't say a myth, but the old way of doing it before they changed the tax codes and stuff like that was everybody was to be a sole proprietor, right?
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. I'm a sole proprietor. I'm a business for myself. Well, here's the reality of it. The tax codes are what get you, because if you stay a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, listen, those are key things, right? Single member LLC, right? Or a sole proprietor, you're getting taxed at the same rate, which as a whole is roughly about 72%.
Right.
Because you're paying a self-employment tax, you're paying a corporate tax, you're going to pay income tax on everything you owe. So it's like a total of like 72% as a whole. Okay. Now, the minute you become a corporation, you separate all that. So now you're only going to pay the corporate tax and self-employment tax on your profit of the company, right? Versus, and then you're only going to pay your personal tax rate based on what you pay yourself as a W-2. So you see how it saves the money?
Yeah.
It saves you a shit ton of money, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm at a loss this year, 100% loss. I mean, other than like YouTube money that comes in, Cash App, of course, you're paying taxes on that. So other than those two items, I'm in the absolute negative.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not gloating. I'm just telling you this is the benefit that switching to a S corporation did for me. And
I should. Now, this is the deal. If I have the S corporation, can I bundle in the logistic side with, or do I need to have two corporations?
You would probably want to talk to them about that.
Yeah.
They'll give you good advice. They're going to give you good advice. They're going to tell you the right way.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, okay. Now, like I said, I'm not beating my chest. I'm just telling you how it has worked for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Last year we did like 1.2 or 3. I can't remember. As a whole, as a fleet, we did like 1.2 or 3 million last year. Right. Like I said, I paid the federal government $0 in tax. $0. Yeah. Now this year might be a little bit different because we had a really fucking good year. So I don't know. I never know how.
Last year I did 412,000.
Yeah. So I never know.
Yeah, last year I did $412,000. This year I'm at 216. So about a $200,000 difference.
Yeah, I never know. I never know how it's going to turn out. But I'll just say, ever since I've used them, I have not paid the federal. I've been able to keep as much as possible.
Yeah,
like I've zeroed out.
Yeah,
I have zeroed out.
Last year I profited $76,000. This year I'm minus 4,000.
Which what I've also learned too is that everybody's like, well, I just pay my taxes. Why? Your goal is to get as close to that zero as possible, because paying taxes means that
I'm at a zero all the time.
Yeah.
Last year was a good year. $412,000. I made 76,000, almost 77,000 last year, or the year before last, and then this year is half of that and zero.
Because here's the thing: the tax code is really intricate. It really is, and it's about learning how to work within the system. That's how people get rich. That's how the rich stay rich. It's not that they're breaking the law or they're avoiding taxes. We didn't write the freaking tax code. They just know how to use it to their advantage. And then for me, I'm not smart enough, nor do I have the time to sit down and read the tax code and interpret it and understand it. So that's why I invest in I pay an accounting firm that knows this crap and can say, okay, this is how we can save you money and you can keep more of it in your pocket, which is what I've been able to do over the course of the last, since I've been using them. Because, dude, there's so much that you can write off. There's so much you can depreciate. There's so much that you can do with this, and this. Like, I mean, they'll even advise you like, hey, look, you've got this amount of money, you may need to go buy a piece of equipment, or, hey, why don't we start putting a certain percentage into like a Roth IRA for you?
Yeah. And that's the benefit of having an accountant that you talk to quarterly, is that they know, because all purchases have to be done before October of the year end. So if you buy it before October, then you can use it for this year's taxes or this year's bullshit.
Like I said, which is something
and they give you that heads up saying, okay, you're in a position.
Right.
Maybe you want to buy some equipment,
which is something simple that you just brought up. I didn't realize it, right? I knew I operated under one when I was in the military, which was called a fiscal year, right? We operated in the military under a fiscal year, and I didn't fully understand that until I went into business for myself. And the accountant kept saying the same thing. You need to have this done by this date. Yeah. Okay, so what I do is I set my fiscal year up on that same rotation. I need to have all this done within this time frame if I want it to go on this year's books.
Correct. Yep.
If I don't, then I carry it over.
Then you carry it over, and then it does you no benefit for the tax year you're trying to evade.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, not evade, but work within.
Well, you're trying to, okay, I'm going to buy this piece of equipment, which then will be a cost, which then will bring my profit down. And of course, the depreciation, which is going to be slimmed down on first year anyway.
Right.
But at least that money is spent as an expense and not as an expense that could be, especially if it's down payment, things of that nature,
right,
versus it being a write-off for next year.
Correct.
Or possibly maybe not even a write-off at all, because it doesn't show up on your books.
Right.
In 2023, it's showing up in your books in 2022.
Right. Well, TJ, and see, that's an old way of thinking too. I thought that too. This was actually the first year that I got the fleet to a certain size, and this was actually the first year and got my credit to a certain point to where I could actually start financing equipment in my corporation's name without putting my name as a personal guarantor, right?
You want to show a profit and you want to pay taxes, because if you can't pay taxes, if you're not making a profit to pay taxes, then what bank is going to give you X amount of dollars when you don't make that X amount of dollars?
Right. See, that's what I was going to say, was that's a myth. And this is why I was going to say that, was because what I found out is you can actually show zero profit, right?
The reality is that piece of equipment produces.
Correct. Produces, because what they'll do. Yep, because what they'll do is
prove that one truck can make X amount of dollars with a profit or a loss. Mm-hmm. If there's any profit in there, then that you can use that as another piece of equipment, and they can only assume that you're going to make as much money, if not more. It might be a little bit less. That truck will pay for itself.
Correct. And what they do is they actually will go back through your tax returns and they will add in all this other stuff. They basically will do the reverse math and be like, okay, this is what he's actually showing. Yeah. This is actually what he's got.
Because that's the same as when I talk to my bank. So I'm looking at buying a fucking truck. And that's when I was looking at a Peterbilt or whatever. And I was at $68K. My bank says, yeah, go ahead and buy it. And then the prices went up. And I said, well, I'm backing out. I'm not going to buy it. But they said, I showed them the revenue, what one truck could do versus the payment. And I told them, I'm going to be driving the truck. I'm not going to put a contractor in. So that's 100% me. And they said, yeah, no problem. Not a big deal.
And that's the value of a good, there's so much that a good accountant will do for you.
Yeah. 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 So I could buy, even though they're going to look and say, well, James, you don't have the revenue that you can't buy a truck. I said, well, the truck ain't going to sit there and do nothing. It's going to make money. All we got to do is cover the fucking payment, show profit. That's easily done in a truck.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why like, I mean, when I first bought my first couple pieces,
I'm not looking to buy a personal vehicle that makes no revenue. I'm looking at a piece of equipment that does make revenue.
Right. And that's one thing I learned. Like when I went to buy my first couple pieces, I was freaking out, dude. My nerves were tore up. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to screw me over. I'm putting my name on this, so on and so on. Yeah. And then I started to realize, wait a minute, I'm buying a tool. I'm buying another tool. It's got to pay for itself. It's got to do this, got to do that. And I'm like, and that's why I don't ever buy equipment. Like,
yeah, it's harder to buy a car
than
it is a piece of equipment.
It is.
Yeah, it's easier to buy a semi than it is a car. Even though they say, oh, buying a car is a lot easier than a semi. Not really. Not really. A semi is much easier to buy. I could buy all the equipment I want. Buying a fucking car don't make me money.
I could put you in touch with a lender.
Car only costs money.
Equipment right now, right now.
Yeah, a car only costs money. A piece of equipment makes money. Trailers make money. Semis make money. Yeah. It's just, do you want it? Are you like, Oster's on my ass to buy a fucking reefer? It's like, I've already got one trailer sitting there doing nothing. I don't need two trailers sitting there and doing nothing. Mm-hmm. When it comes to a point where I could buy something and be at revenue, but right now it's just an asset that's not paying for itself.
Yeah.
Because a reefer is not going to pay for two other trailers sitting there going idle. I mean, I've already got one trailer not making money. I can't have two.
Right.
I can't have two trailers not making money.
And I was going to say this the other day, but what you got to keep in mind is this. Okay. And I'm only speaking in regards to the reefer versus a dry van. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I've learned this over the last couple months. Right. And I'm going to tell you this is the honest to God fact, no dispute. With a reefer trailer, you can do more. You can pay for like 3 pieces of equipment with what you earn.
Bullshit.
I shit you not.
Show me the numbers.
Okay.
Sure. I honestly don't see it. Yes, there's more rate per mile on a reefer trailer. I don't deny that. There's a lot of negatives that happen with a reefer trailer. That is one, repairs. And I had one guy say, James, reefer is not that bad because, you can get a rental. It's only 4 bolts that holds that reefer in, and you can get a rental reefer and put, motherfucker, I don't need to buy a rental nothing in a dry van. Much less buy a rental fucking reefer.
Oh. All right.
One, I'm not interested. 2, the fucking schedule shit. I'm not fucking delivering at bumfuck Egypt, bumfuck nights. 2, I don't want to deal with washouts or sitting in line for a washout. There are so many negative things that I don't want to fuck with reefer, and I don't give a fuck what it pays me.
All right,
I don't care what it pays me.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about this. You're talking a lot of myth right now. Okay.
I'm talking a lot of facts also.
Myth.
May not be facts in your situation currently, but over a period of time, reefers do break down. Insurance claims are done. You can be sitting in a fucking dock for hours. You can have a complete wasted fucking trailer that you got to figure out what you're going to do with. You will and can have very late appointments in grocery warehouses that don't give a fuck about you. That all can and will happen eventually in fucking reefer.
Right. Well,
most of those can happen in a dry van, though.
It can happen in a dry van. I have had a situation where I sat in a fucking dock, rarely sitting in a fucking dock in a dry van for that long of a period of time. Now, sometimes with Target, they allow you to drop the trailer and all that other shit.
Or you could get to the facility.
T-Bone, are you hauling a reefer right now?
Who?
T-Bone. Is he running a reefer?
No, I'm running my dry van.
You're running a dry van?
Well, here's a perfect example. I got to my receiver. What was that yesterday? No, Friday night.
But you had a 10 p.m. fucking. I don't deliver at 10 p.m.
I did till I got there at 5 p.m. and they said my appointment had been canceled.
Yeah, I don't do 5 p.m. deliveries either. I deliver in the fucking morning. And if it ain't morning, I don't want it. Because it's not going to pay me to lose a day of revenue. It's not going to pay me.
It was the same day. I picked it up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, I don't do same day either because what's that? That's not $1,000.
Yeah, $1,000 on like 200 miles.
But you pick up in the morning, you deliver at 10 o'clock at night for $1,000?
Yeah, I did.
And then what'd you have for the next morning?
I came to the house.
Oh, you went home. No, different scenario then.
Yeah.
On the norm.
Yeah. The point is, I had a 10 p.m. appointment, but I got there at 5 because I knew they had parking. I was like, well, I'll see if they'll let me check in. And then they were like, oh, your appointment's been canceled. I was like, what? Funny thing is, it was canceled. They said that for reason, they even said it on the screen. The reason was for carrier or driver. I'm like, well, no. So what time was it canceled? And they said 10:07 p.m. Well, hell, I didn't get the Raycon till 10:15. So how'd that happen?
Yeah, that was a crazy
one.
Now, like I said, let's have this you want to talk about it, so let's have some conversation about the reality of reefer, okay?
Well, it's be your reality, but yes, we'll speak of your reality of reefer.
Well, I mean, it's not just my reality. This is also reality.
You can only speak on your experience.
Right. So we'll speak about my experience. So
yes.
All right. So let's start with the maintenance part, right?
Yes.
These reefers, typically, you only have to do like PMs on them, right? Annually. That's what they say, annually. Now,
yes.
Yeah, and they're no different. They're no different.
You is more often than that.
Well, yeah, but do you realize the hours? Do you realize the hours that the reefers can go to, what they're recommended?
I don't know.
Not what mega carriers do it for, because mega carriers swap out trailers and stuff for a specific reason. All right, there's a reason they do things the way they do it.
Oh.
But do you know what's recommended for the reefers?
No idea.
Anywhere between 40 and 50,000 hours.
That's ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous.
That's a lot of hours on that little fucking engine.
That's not a little engine.
So that's a lot of. It only holds a gallon of oil, right?
It's like a fucking hell no. It's
how
like
much does that motherfucker hold?
That's like a 6-cylinder fucking engine on there.
Yeah, let's not get crazy. It's a lawnmower.
No.
How many gallons does it hold?
Fuck, dude. I can't remember right now, honestly, but I know it's way fucking more than a gallon. It's way more than a gallon.
I bet not. Dude, it's only that big.
What?
most of that container is like the radiator and the cooling system. The engine there ain't that goddamn big.
Yeah, it's big. Hold on, I'll tell you.
No, it ain't. It's a tiny motherfucker. Most of it's radiator. Most of it's a radiator, and the cooling condenser and shit. There ain't much in a reefer.
The reefer unit.
Okay, 6-cylinder. Jesus Christ.
Hold on. So for mine, it is 15 to 16 quarts.
How many quarts are in a gallon? 4?
4. Yep.
So 3 gallons.
Yep.
That motherfucker holds 3 gallons of oil.
It's a big fucking engine, dude.
It ain't that big of an engine. I can't believe it holds 3 gallons of oil.
Yeah,
that's not a goddamn oil.
Here,
an APU only holds less than a gallon.
Here's mine right here specifically. I got the X4 7500 or 70
oil.
So it's a 4-cylinder engine, 2.2 liter direct injection, 24.8 horsepower engine.
How many hours? 40,000 hours you can run on that? Oh my god!
You can run 40 to 50,000 hours on it.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Not crazy. I mean, and the reality of it is, like he said, what we say is a PM annually. He's like, now, obviously, if you're running, in the summer, real heavy, deep frozen shit all the fucking time.
Sure.
Yeah. You're going to want to probably PM more often.
Yeah. Now, how many loans do you see that are constant? Which I honestly believe that if I did reefer, I'd be running constant all the time, because. It
depends on what you're running. Like if you're running like a negative degree load, you're probably going to be constant. Like us, for what we do, what we've been hauling, like we do a lot of produce, like especially this time of year. You can run it on start stop. You don't need to run the reefer all the time.
I know like some medications. I mean, that's where the money loads are is
right.
Medicines.
And these reefer the actual units themselves have come so far that they really do. They don't burn a lot.
Well, that's a brand new one. I'm not in the market for a brand new one, so I'm looking at an old one.
Mine's not brand new. I haven't bought a brand new reefer unit.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say that if you want to say is new is the one that I bought from Stewart. What ended up doing it was more, there was a repair that needed to happen to the actual unit itself. It was more cost effective for me just to replace that unit.
Yeah.
Rather than have them tear it apart and put it back.
There's Stuart, the hobby trucker, not taking care of his goddamn equipment. Where's Stuart at?
It wasn't his fault.
No, it is his fault. Let's call him out. Get him on the phone. I'm going to call him right now.
But what I'm getting at is that even like for me, I put a used unit on there, and it wasn't that bad. It cost me like, I think it was right at 11 and a half, 12 grand. And I got like a 3-year-old unit for that price, and it runs fucking great. And the technology, like you said, like you were talking about wait times, right? There's only one place so far that I can say that I had an extreme fucking wait time, and that was at Fred Meyer's up there in, where was it? T-Bone, somewhere Michigan. I forget where. But anyway,
Meyer. That was Meyer in Lansing.
Myers. Yeah, Myers up there in Lansing, and I freaking got hung up. Don't call Stuart. It wasn't
calling him.
Oh my god! It was because of a.
Just texted the link.
He's probably going to answer. He might be out racing.
I don't give a fuck.
No, there you go.
He's got an earpiece.
I'm on a go-kart.
Piece of shit. Don't answer his phone when I fucking call. I'm deleting you. I'm blocking you.
Please leave your message for.
I'm going to leave him a message.
Stewart.
Oh, that's the wrong guy.
That's the wrong guy.
Yeah, that's Stu Stewart. I got him under. What do I got under fucking Stewart then? Because I keep calling Stu Stewart. Yeah, Stu Stewart's the wrong dude. What do I got Stewie under then?
You probably don't.
Stewie?
But as far as like technology, like you were talking about the claim, everybody wants to go to the claims. Well, the technology on these reefers now is so good that you will not have a claim unless you as the operator are completely negligent. You would really have to be completely negligent, just because, like.
I think I got them under Wolberly.
It can be downloaded and all that other crap. To where as long as the reefer's doing what it's supposed to do, then you're completely fine. Completely fine. Insurance. 1 sec.
What the fuck do I have his number saved as? I don't either. I know I got it. That piece of shit.
He ain't a piece of shit.
I'm going to have him under Hobby Trucker. That's going to be his next new fucking save number if I can find it.
You want me to just text him a link and tell him you request his presence?
Well, if you got his phone number, just tell it to me over the air.
No.
Here it is right here. Stewart W. Oh, I got it under like a UAR, not an EW.
Don't do that to that, man.
No, I got it under UART. He'll answer because he knows better. If I call, you fucking answer.
Oh, God.
I'll block your ass for life.
You've reached the voicemail of Stuart Warby.
You fucking piece of shit.
I'm currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Stuart, you're fucking dead to me. Delete my fucking number. See how I handle that?
But they, I mean, it's
piece of shit is what he did.
It's really not that bad. I mean, I from my experience, I've only had that one run in. Usually, like I'm in and out, just boom. You know, maybe you might have to wait.
Jesus, I worked at Walmart.
Go ahead.
And I seen the goddamn reefer trailer there sitting in the same spot when I went to Chicago and back. That fucking reefer's still sitting there.
Yeah, I might like the Walmart. I go to only Walmart all the fucking time, at least twice a week. I go to there, and the longest I'm there, which I knew it going in, is about 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. I'm gone, and that's no different than a drive-in.
Mm.
No different.
Dude, and then what about your midnight appointments?
I very seldom have midnight appointments. Usually they're early morning, like what you like to run. Usually it's those early morning appointments.
It just seems like a whole lot of nonsense I don't want to fucking deal with.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Hey, like I told you,
I like my dry van shit. I like going to the farms and picking up fucking seed and going to other farms.
Where do you think we go?
Yeah, I like the fucking the old mom and pop type of joints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not into the big fucking shit bags of the fucking grocery warehouses. The only time I go to a grocery warehouse is to bring water there to go home. That's it. That's it.
Well, I mean, I go to
paper towels or paper plates, things of that nature. I don't want to be there. I don't want to fuck around with grocery warehouses. I just don't.
I'll tell you what, whenever you want to take a look at it.
Yeah. I like to see your numbers on your dry van guys running in the same area versus a reefer guy running in the same area.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then why is T-Bone not running reefer?
T-Bone has been offered the opportunity to run reefer.
And he chose not to, and why?
This is personal. Well, ask him.
Personal preference. That's my gig. Personal preference.
You can ask him that.
Yeah. I don't want to fuck with reefer. I don't want to do the washouts. I don't want to do any of that nonsense.
Washouts are not that bad.
I like to blow my trailer out at the fucking receiver and then move on to the next. So that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. I like dry van. Yes. Is it the cheapest freight out there? Yes. Is it the most available? Yes. Is it the least expensive? Yes. Is it less for expense? Yes. It absolutely is. Dry van works perfectly for what I'm looking for.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with pulling a dry van. I'm just saying that for me, right, growing my fleet, that it got to a point where
when you get to the point where you have a lot of contractors, then it turns into, okay, well, who wants to do this? Who wants to do that? You might have a guy who's got a lot of reefer experience and says, well, fuck it. Let's go. If I could find a reefer at the right price, why not? Why not? But I'm not doing reefer for the pipe dreams of what reefer could be, because then I'd be buying flatbeds.
Well, see,
for the dream of what flatbed could be.
And that's another route that potentially that I'm thinking about as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all potential as you go down the line to get versified in your equipment. But in the beginning, you just got to stick with what you know, and what I know is dry van. And I know you can make a good living off a dry van. Is there a better living with a reefer? Potentially, yes. I know people that are doing direct contracts with customers running nothing but chocolate from Pennsylvania to California.
Correct.
Strong plausibility. I know I can make a fucking buck doing dry van. If you can't make $1 doing dry van, I'm telling you, reefer is not going to change it. Reefer is not a game changer.
Oh, I will disagree.
Jesus Christ.
I'll disagree.
If you can't fucking run, a reefer is not going to make you a runner.
Oh, I don't run. I mean, I average 2,100 miles a week, bro.
And I did 1,500 a week.
Right, but I guarantee you, I'm doing like.
I could do good at 1,500 in a fucking dry van.
I guarantee you, I'm doubling your revenue in a week, though.
You're not doubling it. See, now you're just getting crazy talk.
You think?
You're not doubling my revenue. If I get $2 all miles, you're not doing $4.
How much you want to put on it? How much you want to put on it?
I'll put $100 on it.
Let's go big money.
Well, I'll do whatever. I didn't want to take all your goddamn money, but whatever money you want. You're not going to double my revenue off a reefer.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
How about I'm averaging like 8 to 10K a week?
That can be done in a dry van. You're not going to double that
consistently. That's my average, homeboy.
Yeah, that's you could be consistently doing easily over half of that in a dry van. You could do 7K in a dry van.
I said I was doubling your revenue in a week with what.
Are you talking my revenue or average Joe or like a regular van driver revenue?
You said you're going to pull dry van, right?
Yeah.
I said, I'm pulling my reefer. I'm averaging. I said I will double your. I'm guarantee you that I'm doubling your revenue.
You won't double my revenue.
Okay, go get in your truck and let's me and you run.
You won't double my revenue.
I'll put $1,000 on it.
Well, I'll do $2,000.
Okay, fuck it. Get in the damn truck and let's put it to a test.
Fuck, I'll go 5. I mean, I'll take free money. I just don't want to hurt you when I take it from you.
Okay. Like I said, when you get in that truck, let me know.
You ain't going to double my revenue.
You sure?
Positive.
Let's put it to a test.
Your cent per mile is not going to double mine. I promise you.
Best.
It will never fucking
Instead of us continuing to talk and argue and bitch and banter.
I agree. I agree.
When
We need to
you
put
get
it
in
in
that truck, let me know.
If you double, you're not going to double my revenue.
I will
That's
put $1,000 on it. When you're ready, I got $1,000 waiting for you.
That sounds wonderful. Come on with it. I'll be James's settlements ass week. Settlements ass week. Any week. Even on, oh, shut up. Come on with it. You're so crazy. Listen, I make more sitting in the basement on YouTube than you do in a fucking week. What are you talking about?
All right.
I'm crazy. Getting crazy.
Shit. I got to finish this letter here. I think I'm about there.
Send that. Will you CC me that letter?
Which one?
Whatever letter you're making. Can you CC me on that?
Yeah, I can. You need it.
I need to know. Yeah, I need to know what's going on over there.
A lot.
You're onto something that I'm not getting whiff of, and I need to know everything. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. CC me on that. Shut up, T-Bone. T-Bone, you growing your hair out too? I seen a video. You had your fucking golden locks out there, or your gray locks out there. You growing that shit out too, brother?
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna cut it here soon.
Don't talk like. Wait till winter. Wait till after winter.
Well,
let that shit grow until.
We'll have to see what.
Take your hat.
Oh. Like that?
I love it, man. I love it. Let that shit go. Let that shit go, dude. Me and you could be like twinsies. We could be... Let that shit go. Listen, Spectre can't do that. Spectre can't do that.
No, I can't.
He cannot. Yeah. I'd let that bitch go. Yeah. Yeah. And then when we do shave our head, we'll send it to Spectre.
I've got the little patch going on thing.
He's gonna have just like a fucking ponytail.
Yeah. Where the fuck is it at? I hate the way they changed damn word.
No, don't send it to me. I won't correct it.
I had to correct your shit you sent to me.
I know, I'm horrible.
I told Beth, send me a copy of your.
I speak Spanglish.
I told Bess, I said, send me an example of your 60-40 split. He sends me a Word document with one line on it.
Yeah. 60-40. That's a split. Dig it. Sign here.
That was it. I was like, damn.
Dig it.
Where is, oh, there it is. Fuck. Damn.
Well, as if I'm up in the game room and TV is not working because apparently somebody's trying to add channels to our dish.
Oh God!
Jacked up.
Only has one credit card and uses it to send James Alabama gear. I did get that Alabama hat. My wife loves it, but I said no, you can't wear that one.
You should burn it.
You wear the green APU hat. I wear the Alabama hat.
You should burn it.
I like the balls. The wife doesn't like the balls, and I love balls on hats. I love them. Oh God! Here comes the soft porn.
This ain't soft porn. No.
Yeah.
What up, Kitty Cat?
If little chicken nugget bites from Walmart count, then yeah.
Okay.
Nugget bites. A little barbecue sauce in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot the thing. That's up. I'm bad. Spank me.
Oh my God! We heard you're muted. You ain't muted.
I know.
You hear that spank me shit, yeah. T-Bone?
I did.
You did not? Oh, I heard the spank me.
Best, you need to burn that T-shirt.
I am not. Ford, baby. Built tough.
Built tough. Piece
Ford
of shit.
tough.
The T-shirt maybe.
Not like a fucking pebble of Chevy.
Pebble with God
Like a fucking pebble.
You need to get you a Mopar.
Get you in your fucking heel and just buggy all day is what fucking Chevy does.
Did you tell them
What?
that I had like what 40 miles between us to catch up to you?
Oh yeah. I was driving that freaking truck back and I'd pass the exit here because I got to go into the shop to get some stuff done. And I was like, God, I don't know, 20, 30 miles ahead. Or no, what was it, about 40? Yeah, it's 40 miles, and here she come flying behind me in the damn Scat Pack, about 90 mile an hour. Like, I caught you. I'm like, damn. She puts it down, buddy.
Okay, I got GWs.
What is he saying? Welcome back. Oh, Cheerios with chocolate and strawberry. He said, get the
Cheerios.
Why? I mean,
are we fucking children?
When I was at the store, they got Trix Minis and Reese's Puffs.
Oh my God, we're fucking children now.
They're just little cereal balls.
Right? Print it.
Body.
Like little.
Right? What does it say? Does it say I'm out of paper again? Has Bug been printing pictures of that boy again? She has.
I mean, I don't think so.
I think so.
Oh, she has.
No, it'd be a new boy. She be printing pictures.
T-Bone, you're too damn quiet.
Yeah, he is. We're trying to get you goddamn hours.
Right.
Good operate. Well, y'all were talking.
You just
Y'all
gotta
were
fucking
talking.
stare like a goddamn deer in headlights.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I see
Pick up
people
your
come into
shirt.
your channel all the time and just sit there and stare at the screen. So I figured out.
No, that is true. See what it's like on your screen.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
No, I was offered the. I heard you talking about the reefer thing. I was offered that, and I just don't want to pay. I'm already paying for my trailer. I don't want to pay for to rent another trailer at the moment.
No, I don't either. But when you're ready to get rid of your black trailer, let me know. I'll give you two white.
No.
I'll give you two white ones.
You don't get dibs on that.
I give you two. How the fuck do I not get fucking dibs? Spectre, if anyone's got a goddamn dib on a black trailer, it's me. Who else is
Well,
above me?
Hang on.
Who's got dibs on the black one, Spectre?
I do.
Oh, bullshit.
Has
They're
one
not-
of the white?
Is.
Does one of the white trailers have a reefer on it?
I'll put one in. I'll cut a goddamn hole and I'll put one in.
What is it?
No, I got dibs on the black trailers.
Fucking detergent.
Period.
Cookies.
See, you want to talk about inflation, right? The wife just went to Walmart. She got laundry detergent, some pet food, and some Toll House cookies, right?
Yeah.
That's all she got.
Pussy is probably the cheapest thing on the fucking thing. Dog food and laundry detergent, it'll bankrupt you.
Right. That's all she
Use a
got.
bar of soap. Start throwing a bar of soap in the fucking washing machine.
Exactly.
I'm
That's-
telling you.
That's all she got. $170 fucking dollars. That's it.
Oh.
170 fucking bucks for that. We're gonna
Yeah.
start, we're gonna do just like Beth said. We're gonna start throwing a bar of soap in the fucking laundry.
Bar of soap. Yeah. And then when it turns into a rinse cycle, you grab that bar of soap
Yeah.
out and you let it go through a rinse cycle.
That's it.
I'm over it.
We're gonna start hunting our food and feeding the animals whole food.
Oh, God.
We'll get chickens and let them eat chicken.
Yeah. And a washboard, all they did was a couple scrubs of that fucking bar soap and then they scrubbed it. They rinsed it. It was clean.
Matter of fact, talking about that, yeah, she just brought that up and said that. Like here in our local area, the price of eggs is like more than doubled. But
Ours are $7 a dozen now.
but like my mom, my family calls me from upstate New York, and then one of the ladies that does the back office helps me do back office here too, like out of Alabama, they completely out of eggs. And I'm like, how in the hell are we still going through this?
What are they doing with all the goddamn eggs they produce?
What are they doing with all the
Oh.
food, period?
They're not breaking them and throwing it in the yard like the milk,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, somebody just posted a picture on one of the local Facebook groups around here. They were like $8.99 a dozen or something stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy. We got a kid that sells them for $3.50 a dozen. And I told the wife, said, I don't know about $3.50 a dozen. We can get them like for $2 a dozen. Why would we pay $1.50 more? And now it's like, yeah, let's go buy his goddamn.
Luckily, across the street here, there's a chicken farm, and she brings us more eggs than we can handle.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
That's well, my daughter's been trying to talk me into getting chickens for a long time, but I've been holding
unplug it.
off. But fuck that shit. I mean, I will get some fucking pullets.
I don't want to deal with goddamn chickens, but at $7 a dozen, yeah, I'll deal with a chicken for $7 a dozen.
Yeah, you can't haul. I'm gonna tell you, eggs pay great in a reefer. They pay like $5 a mile, dude, all day long. I've hauled 1 or 2 loads of eggs all day long.
Leave it unplugged for a couple seconds or minutes or whatever, and then plug it back in. Plug that other cable back in first.
Shoot, here we go. Seven.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's main. But
saw an article this morning. Trying to find it. Probably closed it out. Oh no.
what's that?
Truck driver charged with homicide by vehicle in 2021 bus crash that killed 2. The bus rear-ended him. You seen that article?
The bus rear-ended him?
Yeah. He was apparently he was derated, so he was going pretty slow. Trying to find. Let's see how fast was he going? I guess he was going like 18 miles per hour.
Did he have a
70
four-way
mile an hour zone? I don't know about that, but he was doing 18 in a 70 mile an hour zone. The school bus was traveling 67, hit the truck from behind, and apparently post-crash inspection on the truck revealed multiple violations that were present on the truck and tractor at the time of the crash that would have resulted in an out of service order for the truck.
How can they determine that after the crash?
I don't know, but they're charging him with homicide on that because he was on, I guess because he was way below the speed limit. And I
Probably got him for impeding traffic is what they did.
what's that? Yeah.
Probably got him for that. That's what I'm thinking. What are you doing, Best?
Trying to send an email and it keeps saying that it's not, there's no such address.
Who you sending it to?
Oh, I can't tell you who I'm sending my shit to. This is the high, security shit here.
Well, you always want to know my shit. So
Are you guys emailing each other back and forth here? Is that what's happening?
I think that's what's going on. Maybe I'm sending it like 5 times over again. Maybe I'm reading the fucking mail demon wrong. I don't know. We'll see if this one happens.
Best is sending it to himself.
Yeah, I sent. I'm replying to myself.
I've actually done that.
It's a vicious circle. Well, fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you.
I've done that shit before.
Well, my phone's got this new thing where if somebody don't respond to emails, such as a broker, you inquire about a load and they don't respond. It's been popping up like 2 or 3 days later, but it looks like a new email. So I'm like, what the? And it's like an email reminder. Like, should I, I guess it wants me to email them again. I'm like, well, that load's gone. So why would I do that?
I mean, since you're talking about news shit, have you seen the uptick or the videos that have been popping up? The reports like gang members been cutting off trucks and hijacking them and shit.
I heard something about that a while back. Well, I don't know. I think that was the Amazon stuff.
I keep getting alerts from like the FMCSA and Missouri State Safety and all that shit about it. Is like it's really been on a rise around the country and shit. So
doesn't surprise me. You think you'd see that more with the Amazon trucks, though?
Well, you're seeing it with all of them. I mean, all of them. Like it's. We live in a very, very, very weird time. Very weird time. And it's aggravating. It's aggravating, but yet it's concerning as well.
Well, that's kind of why I mentioned that CDL, that article a while ago that I seen, because it's like, it just goes to show, it's like, yeah, the guy should have had that truck off the road going that slow, I guess, but he's still going to be, or at least they're going to try and charge him with vehicular homicide because he got rear-ended.
Right, and they'll probably. I mean, the problem is one, if I would like to know how they can determine that kind of stuff. Number one, number two, if in fact he was like that, I mean, it just kind of goes back to prove just how important your safety shit is. I mean, it really is. You can't play around with the stuff. Like, you got to make sure you got your pre-trip. You got to make sure your shit's straight. You just, you can't play with it. You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. I mean,
yeah, you gotta do it right or don't do it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're on that subject.
if not, you better. I mean, just like when ELDs fail and things of that nature, say, "Well, I'm just going to go anyway." You can.
You can't. You got to get a dot. You got to report it. Yeah.
Call them. Get your fucking code. Write that code that there's a problem on your paper log, and then create a paper log.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says the ELD is not working. I can't do anything. No, you absolutely can do something.
You can do something. Yeah.
You just have to
try and resolve
them, get a number, but don't. But I had drivers that were like, I'm just going to drive and it'll just update itself. I said, how often? It's happened like 4 times before. It corrected itself. So this has happened 4 times before, and I've never been aware of it. Yeah. I've never been aware that the ELD is malfunctioning. And then this is how you handle it, is by just driving. And then he gets pulled into a scale, and ELD still not fired up yet. 10 hour out of service.
Well, it's funny. Like we started using a new ELD system this past year, and me and T-Bone beta tested it. And we went round and round, which I like it. I like the ELD. The company's been really, really good. And we went round and round about regulation and all this other stuff, which we've gotten to a really good point.
We wore them out.
Yeah, we did. We wore them the fuck out. But yeah, what come to find out, the way it works is like, you don't have to necessarily have a resolution, but what the part that really gets most people in trouble, like you said, is you have got to make an attempt, and like you have to call the ELD provider. They have to document it, and then they provide you with a what's it called, like a report number.
Yeah,
right?
A report number that there's been a problem. So
you've got
a DOT officer can call Keep Truck, say, "Hey, I've got this report number. What's the problem?"
Right. And then you can, and that's if he chooses to. Most times they're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to go that far.
Right. So. But you got to have that report number, and then from the date that you get that report number, that gives you up to 10 days to use the paper logs.
If the ELD is past 10 days, you are down.
If you're after, after 10 days, you're down.
It is resolved. Correct. Yep.
And that's what it does. And that most people are like, "Oh, I'll just run and do that." No, you got.
I'll just start a paper log and not call them.
Right.
No, you can't do that either. Can't do that either. You have to have that fucking number.
Correct.
Yeah,
and we went through that.
That was one of the first issues we had. I called them, and that was one of those things. Well, it updates while you're driving, so I'm like, well, it's not right now.
I've had more with like a tablet that, or they hook it to their cell phone, or they put it on their tablet, or they do something on the tablet, and then it starts updating shit on their cell phone or their tablet because it's all Wi-Fi. And then ELD gives you enough Wi-Fi to run the log and do the backups and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And something else happens, you'll eat up all your fucking data, and now the ELD is not going to do anything because it's data starved. So then you have to hook it up to you have to tether it to your cell phone internet because the box is done with its internet.
Yeah.
They only provide you enough to run the ELD on that Wi-Fi, that data. And where whatever something happened where it started eating up the fucking data. That's why with all the tablets, I delete everything except the fucking app. Now, what they do on that fucking tablet is beyond me, but there should be no reason why it's updating anything because there's nothing there to update.
And like you said, that's one of the reasons that for T-Bone, he's here. Any contractor that comes on, I mean, I offer them if they can't afford it to help them get a tablet, like through my business account, but sure. I always recommend that they do it on theirs because number one, I'm not going to say what they can and can't do on their own personal items, but that I recommend use a tablet dedicated straight for your log.
Correct. And I had a
That's what
friend, the last guy I had in the truck, he used his kid's tablet.
Yeah.
Then it was updating all the games.
Yeah.
And then ate up all the internet. I said, dude, you're going to have to put it on the Wi-Fi is not working. You need to buy more Wi-Fi. I said, I'm not. Because the Wi-Fi I pay for is enough to run the ELD. The fact that your tablet is eating up all this data to fucking update your kids' games, that's on you. You need to tether your phone to your tablet to give it Wi-Fi. I'm not buying more Wi-Fi because you're doing stupid shit on your tablet.
Right.
Not doing it.
Yeah, I got a dedicated tablet for that. And it's
yeah.
its own SIM card, so there's no reason.
Exactly. It's all, well, you got your own SIM card, which is good. I just buy the Amazon shit that runs off of Wi-Fi because Keep Trucking produces its own Wi-Fi, which is enough to do the logs and backups or whatever it needs to do on its Wi-Fi. But if you take that into the sleeper and you start watching movies off of it, well, that's on you.
I got a separate iPad I use for that.
Exactly. Otherwise you just might as well say, well, just use your cell phone, because it's already got the data. It's already got that. Use your cell phone as a log.
That's all. I know a lot of people that do that. And that's
your cell phone to an officer, and that's never a good thing.
Right. That's what I was about to say. I know a lot of people that do that.
That's a horrible idea.
But then another thing that freaks me out about that, it's like, what if you get a phone call and it kicks your ELD offline or whatever? It's just a big mess. And the
texting, because we all fucking do it, man. We all do it. We're all on the load board looking for another load as we're driving. We're all taking, phone calls. We're all doing the texting on the fucking cell phone. We all do it. We're all commenting on fucking YouTube while we're driving. It fucking happens. To give that to an officer is just dumb. So I want something standalone that's doing the ELD, which is a tablet with nothing on it.
Looking for.
So I just bought a new tablet for our truck because our tablet got more or less warped because of the sun. I deleted all the apps.
Best.
I got rid of all of them.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Best, what are you doing Tuesday to Thursday of this week?
Probably masturbating, laying naked somewhere.
All right. You want to make some money for doing something you enjoy doing?
I don't know if there's so much anything I enjoy doing.
Really? Okay. Well, our sheriff's office here in our county just posted a post. The sheriff's office is looking for alcohol drinkers Tuesday to Thursday of this week. We are buying. Seriously. We buy, you drink. We provide your transportation home, not jail. The catch, after you drink, officers will be testing you on standardized field sobriety tests. Upon completion of your field sobriety test, you will then submit a breath sample to determine your level of intoxication.
I'm pretty coordinated.
Pay you for it.
Is he going to be able to use your studio for the live feed?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll throw out duct tape right now. I'll start practicing.
Right. So there you go. Our sheriff's department's offering to pay people to drink so that they can.
Oh, God damn. When are we going to do that?
So there you go.
Yeah.
We can provide wine, beer, and liquor.
Right.
Oh,
but
damn.
Yeah. But to go back to what you were saying about like handing them the phone, that's kind of like, that's where people mess up with DOT officers. They talk too damn much, and giving them your phone is just like talking too much, because any device that you give them, if you actually read it, if they can get to it, they can use it against you. Yeah. And that includes like if they see you doing text messages. Like I heard one DOT officer was telling me that a guy handed him his phone and he went to like the screen blanked out. Right. And he hit it to reactivate it. It brought up fucking Netflix.
Really?
For distracted.
Wasn't there just a video the other day of the guy getting pulled over by the officer and he pretty much told him he was watching movies?
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
Yep. Why were you speeding? Oh, I was watching the video. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like your guy Best when he got hit for the not getting the 34-hour reset, or he had it in the wrong line.
Yeah. Well, he did a 34 reset at home.
Right.
Yeah. He did 34 reset at home, and something he did PC. He PC'd, and then he had to do another 10-hour break to get his clock back, which
but that whole result,
The 34 reset was already done. He already had a clean clock.
yeah, the whole situation resulted because he talked too damn much. The officer wasn't going to.
Oh, he did talk too much.
Like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, if he didn't say, but he was arguing that PC, that his home was not a terminal, and his home is a terminal.
Yeah, it is. It says
His home is a terminal, so you cannot PC home because you cannot PC to a terminal or to your next load, and he PC'd home, and he didn't even need to. He could have just used his hours.
Yeah,
he could have just used his hours, but he said, "Oh, I'm just going to PC." Why?
That's
you
why
have the hours to do it. Why would you PC home?
That's why you just PC to a truck stop or wherever close to your home.
Yeah, this old PC thing's got people fucking completely confused of what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
And they're using it in stupid situations.
You can't the way the rule reads is you can't PC home or to your terminal, right?
Yep.
And the word it uses is domicile. That's the word.
Yeah.
That's like for me, right? Like sometimes I will bring my truck home. Most of the time, if I'm going to PC home, I go to the truck stop a mile, like half a mile up the road, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Or if you're going to drop your trailer or not drop your trailer, if you're going to A to B back to A, then you can PC. Yeah. But you can't go to A to B and then without like we've had people that were forced out of a parking spot because they're on sleeper berth. And they're on the side of the street with every other Tom, Dick, and Harriet out there. And they said, hey, you got to fucking move. And then they move. And then now they're somewhat either they're in violation or whatever, or they're PCing. I said, do you have the officer's badge number? Do you know who it is? Did you have them sign anything or anything that could say, hey, this officer told me to fucking move? If you don't have any of that, then it's just as likely as say, I had somebody tell me to fucking move. But if you don't have any proof of that somebody made you move, then you just moved it on your own. Right. You got to have that proof. You have to have enough wisdom or enough, and I understand, hey, you woke up in a sleeper and the cop fucking shining a light at you, hey, you got to move this thing. First thing you can do is say, yep, I'm on it. Set your, release your brakes and then move. But you got to say, okay, I need a badge number. I need something to prove that you're asking me to fucking leave. Because I'm out of hours and I'm going to have to PC to another truck stop and just to cover my fucking ass. And there should be no reason why an officer shouldn't say their badge number and not any of this shit. There should be no reason why an officer would argue with that.
Yeah, I'm never, and see, I've had that situation before and I've never had that problem. I actually had an officer escort me. He's like, hey, I'll show you where you can go.
Exactly. And there should be no reason, and it's not confrontational. You're not being an asshole. Well, I need your badge number. No, you're just gonna say, listen, I need a documentation on my logs that I'm being forced out of here because me saying I'm forced out because another another DOT officer can look at your logs and say, oh, I was forced out. Well, where's the proof you got forced out? None. Now, you don't have a reference. You don't have any evidence. You don't have anything. No one for them to contact to say that, yes, I forced him out. You don't have any of that. So it's your word against theirs. And when you got no proof, then you got nothing. You got nothing. So if you do get forced out, take your time with being forced out and get the officer's badge number. At minimum, get a badge number, the county you're in, things of that nature, his name, and say, I'm being forced out. And let them know, listen, I don't have a problem getting forced out. I just need to cover my ass here. What's your badge number and things of that nature so I can document it in my logs.
Yep.
It's not a big deal.
And it's the same thing like with if a shipper or receiver asks you to leave and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to be confrontational about it.
No.
I actually saw one driver. He got so irate and so pissed off. He actually forced the facility to call law enforcement to make him leave.
Yeah.
Right? Which it didn't need to go that far. All you really got to do is say, hey, no problem. Can I just get your name and what your position here is? You can you put that in the comments of the notes,
correct.
Receiver asked me to leave per this person, supervisor, whatever.
Yep.
And then
in theory, you could have trespassing charges.
Correct.
If you're playing a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Your job is done. The fact that you're parked there, it doesn't matter what you did an hour before getting unloaded. Your job is done. They already sent in the bill of lading. If you stay on their fucking property, you can get charged with trespassing.
Yes, because
Your work is done.
Yeah.
Our relationship is over at this point. Yeah.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about a lot of these shippers and receivers is at the end of the day, it's their personal property,
Yes.
their business.
Yeah. So if they say, listen, we got to get you to move, understand it completely. I just need to put something in my logs.
Yep.
That's it. And they'll be saying, hey, my name is Jane Doe and I need you to fucking move. Perfect.
Right.
I'll document that in my logs. I'll be out of here shortly.
And the funny thing is when it says move to a safe parking spot, most people will take off in like PC like forever.
Yeah.
Right?
And it doesn't, you have to look reasonably in your area of which is the closest. Now, that's where it gets tricky. Okay, this is a small mom and pop truck stop, but you know it's going to be fucking full.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have one 4 miles down the road, and it's likely you'll be able to find a spot down there.
Correct.
In theory, you would just go to the one that you know there's parking. But in all reality, you have to go to the closest one to get rejected and then go to the next one.
See, and I was going to say that's how you work that is like I even tell these guys, they'll ask me like, look, if at all possible, every time I'm hauling a load, I don't care what it is. If I got the time to make it there and force them to reject you.
Yes.
Because if they say you can't come back until your appointment time, no problem. Because at that point, you can PC anywhere you need to go park.
Yeah.
And you're legal. And then you can turn around and PC back to the delivery location.
Because you're ABA.
Correct.
ABA. Exactly. Correct. You're going back to the origination of the PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's an argument. You can't argue that.
Yeah, I told somebody that the other day. Actually, it was Trucking with Jesus. He was delivering to that Meyer that you delivered to.
Yep.
And then he thought he was running late, and he was like, "Oh crap, my appointment's not till tomorrow."
Right.
And I said, "Well, go there, see if they'll let you check in. If not, then you can PC to the truck stop.
Yeah, exactly.
PC back.
You just got to use your nugget a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, what makes sense? What makes sense? Does this make sense or doesn't it make sense? Now, ideally, one person says they get a lot of anxiety when they get told to leave.
Red Hawk, was that really you?
Parking there. I'm not going to go there. I've got a PC. I got to make it quick and I got to make it short. So I'm just going to go directly to this one. But reality, you got to go to the closest one. That's the rule. That's the law. You got to go to the closest one. If there's no spots there, then you can move on. But you got to go to the closest spot.
Right.
You have to get denied, and then you can move on. And your ELD will show you a goddamn line of what you did. I went here, no parking spots available. Then I went down the road, even though it was closer to my shipper. I had to go closer to my shipper because that was the best place to park. That's the closest safe haven.
What's up, Dirty South Trucking?
Yeah. But I think we kind of make it, we do get a little fucking weird in our heads. And listen, we've all been there. We've all been there where we kind of fucking freaked out in our fucking mind and we kind of like blanked out and, I got to get the fuck out of here. We've all been there.
Well, people make it harder than what it is. And what it is it goes back to that whole title of the outlaw thing and getting around the system and stuff when you really don't have to do that. You can work with the system and it can work in your situation. Like, for instance, like everybody talks about, the split thing, the split script. No, the way they got the splits now is beautiful.
Oh, I love it. 7-3-A-2. Who can complain about this?
Dude, I get set up for a split every time I deliver somewhere.
Yeah. Every you're 2 hours out. Now you only need an 8. You only need an 8 now. But the 2 won't get you any hours back. The 8 will get you hours back. Then you need a 2-hour break before.
Or you can go before
give you any points back. But
what you get back depends on which one you do first. So
well, you got to do the 8 first to get the points.
Not
and then you'll get the remainder after the 2. But if you do a 2-hour break, you don't get points back after 2.
It'll stop your clock though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll stop the 14. If you do the 2 or the 3 first, it stops your 14, and then you can do what you got to do, and then you stop and get either the 8 or the 7 in, and then you get
if you do an 8-hour break, you'll get points back. You'll get time back. Yeah.
Like I said,
you do it too.
They've made it so easy now.
I love that 7-3-8-2. I love it.
I burn those splits.
And I like the 30-minute break. We're on duty 30 minutes and a combination of on and off duty for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that as well.
Dude,
like
I burn up the splits now. I do.
Yeah.
I just burn them up.
Yeah, the split's a lot easier now. A lot easier.
They've made it simple.
Yeah,
A lot of
they
people
absolutely did.
I don't see what the argument is about the hours of service anymore. I really don't. It's like,
I don't see any complaints. I don't see how you could possibly complain with a 7382.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
There's no reason to.
Nope. None at all. Nope. Because you're getting 2 in a fucking dock, regardless.
Agreed.
More times than not, you're going to do a 2 hour. And you might only do an hour and a half. You just, jog out there, blow out your fucking trailer, close the doors,
Mm-hmm.
jog out somewhere and, fucking hang out for another 15, 20 minutes.
That's it.
But people get too much of a hurry and they're not thinking, well, I spent an hour and a half in that fucking dock, and then they start their clock. Well, now the off duty that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So then they got to go park somewhere for another 2 hours or 8 hours or something to get anything back, because they get too amped up in their brain and not recognize what the fuck are you doing. If you're that close to a 2 hour break, take the fucking 2.
Agreed.
Take the 2. Because even if you don't need it, you don't need it. But if you do need it, at least the 2's done. Which you're doing in a dock 9 times out of 10 anyway. So just because they give you a green light, don't get all anxious to get the fuck out of there. Take your goddamn time. Use up that 2 hour fucking break. So if need be, you only need to do an 8 hour break to get the rest of your time back.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And that's the way I work. Anytime I back into a dock now, I know for a fact I ain't moving till 2 hours.
Patience is a virtue.
If I am forced to move, I'm just creeping. I'm creeping, yes, to a parking spot.
A little bit. I blow my trailer out in the fucking dock. I'll slide my tandems there. I'll do whatever I need to fucking do there.
Yep.
And then I'll see where I'm at. I'll look at my clock, say, okay, I need to get out of the hole because I got this asshole fucking honking his horn. I'll jog the fuck out of the fucking hole, and I'll set the brakes, and I'll get out of the way, and I'll set the brakes and let the time go. Mm-hmm. Because that 2 hours, I'd rather spend the 10 minutes twiddling fucking thumbs than trying to get 2 hours somewhere else.
Agreed.
I'll twiddle thumbs for 10 minutes. Or 30 minutes. I don't care. I'll get that 2 hours out the fucking way. But people get too fucking short-circuited in their fucking brain. It's like go time all the fucking time. And your 30-minute break is due, or you're out of hours. You got to do a 10-hour break. It's like, I just spent 2 hours back there. No, you didn't. You spent an hour 45.
Right.
You didn't spend 2 hours there. Now you got to do another 2 hours. Nah, no thanks. Slow it down. Slow your brain down. Think about taking advantage of your clock the best you can. That's where the money is. Take advantage of the clock. 7382, love it. Love it.
Made life easy.
Yeah, it absolutely did. It absolutely did. Yeah.
T-Bone, fucking quiet, dude.
Yeah. T-Bone, he's
T-Bone, no, I've been talking. I've been talking, but I had the mic muted.
Let's get him naked.
You don't want that.
I've been talking, but I've been muted. He muted it.
Damn.
I muted it when the kid was in here. I was talking to him. I forgot to unmute it, so I was trying to interject. I'm like, these fools be hearing me.
Oh. There you go. Jack off. Take a fucking minute of me time. Climb in that goddamn sleeper. Throw your fucking feet up on the fucking backrest of the driver and passenger seat. Fucking rock one out. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pull my fucking refrigerator out and I use my fucking table. I fucking throw my legs on both and squeaky, done.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. I even leave the curtains open. I don't give a shit.
Damn.
I don't care. You want to watch? You want to join. I don't care.
Where the fuck is it?
Let's see what we got.
I got new.
Hey, speaking of Dirty South Truck, I don't know if he's back over there or not.
Do I have a wrench in this shithole fucking place?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. Let me look. Dirty South. I think I'm subscribed of Dirty South, but to be honest with you, he must not be doing any videos because I'm not getting any notifications. So
he is. I watched one the other day.
Well, then I need to find out.
Well, what I was going to say is I don't know if he's back over there or not, but did y'all see Gentry's place burnt down the other day?
I heard about that. I heard about that.
God damn, if that wasn't.
How did it happen?
I don't know.
It hasn't been said yet. Not the video I seen. It didn't say like the cause, like what happened.
I mean,
But the fact that the trucks that are in there, the tires, he had 16 fucking drive tires in there, dude. 16 drive tires. Well,
Best,
that's
put something
trucks and chrome and all
put
the
something in the,
he had
put
there.
something in the chat, Best.
Some in mine. I jerk off and I'll get the 10 minutes that way. Is that what you mean?
No, I was saying type in the chat. I don't know if you have a moderator or not.
No, I'm not a moderator. Well, maybe I am because I just hit Dirty South Truck and I just subscribed to him. But Dirty South does not have a moderator.
Yeah, he does now, or he should have.
Okay. Yeah. Because if you don't have a moderator, I can't touch somebody's name and go to channel. All I can do is report and block.
Right.
Yeah. So I did. So I just subbed to you, Bees. I did. Because I honestly, Bees, I do dig you, man.
that Bees?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Bees.
Dirty South is.
Yeah, I dig him.
Bees, I was asking about you the other day, Bees, because I ain't seen that and heard from you, man. And I was like,
Fuck,
dude,
I'm drinking a cap fucking
like,
brewski.
rip everybody off. I mean,
Yeah, Bees is good.
You asked me if I'd heard from him, and I hadn't, but
Yeah.
I seen him. He posted a video
Yeah.
or two the other day.
I like Bees.
Yeah, I do too. He's not a hateful son of a bitch.
No, he's not.
He's just not a hateful. He could be like nasty with the fucking words and shit, but it's not like heartfelt. You know, like I could talk hate and be heartfelt hate, but I don't have no hate in my heart.
There you go. He hasn't put out the reason, but the fire absolutely destroyed the shop. and
Yeah, it
everything in
did.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody sent me a text. He put out a $250,000 GoFundMe. 250K.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy.
haven't. I need to. I was gonna go back and watch his video, but I saw Asian Ma posted a
Oh,
thing about it.
she gone, baby, gone. Yeah, and that's devastating. That is devastating. And I think honestly, I met him at the truck show, and I honestly feel that the dude's a solid fucking dude. He's really genuine fucking guy.
Was Tim up there? Was Tim at the truck show?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Speaking of that, y'all
And
going?
he is such a modest fucking guy. He's more excited to see you than you are to see him.
Really?
He really is. He's such a modest guy. He is absolute. He's fucking tits in my book. He is really a solid fucking dude. Because I don't think he knew me from anything. He might have seen a video of me, maybe, but he was more excited to see me than I was to see him. I mean, he was just, and I was cool seeing him. It's like, fuck yeah, I like Gentry. I like him.
I was watching his videos, before the whole debacle. I'm not with that went, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed watching his videos.
Oh, yeah. I think he's got good content. He's got, a lot of things going on. I mean, his hands are fucking full, but he's got a trucking business that he puts out on fucking YouTube.
Yes.
And it's not brand new equipment. It's not any of this shit, but it's shit that anybody, if you watch him, it feels like anybody can do exactly what he's doing. And I agree. Anybody can do what he's doing. And that's the beauty of it. Instead of a guy buying brand new equipment and doing it, it's like, well, that's above my fucking pay grade. I can't do that. But I believe Gentry does what everybody can do.
Right.
Yeah. He's a solid dude in my book. Yeah.
Sal says BOC has already put out a disclaimer that he was not responsible for the fire.
Yeah, he did. And I think BOC is just fucking. BOC could be a hateful, jealous bitch in some occasions. I mean, BOC is a solid dude too. I like BOC. He could be a jealous bitch. Just like he's jealous of JT, and he's jealous of fucking Gentry.
You going to the truck show, Best? Matt?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go to the truck show. Yeah. I don't think I'll go to G-Mats, but I'll definitely do Mats. Yeah, I'll definitely do
Mats
Mats
again this year.
Me?
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's going to
Respecter.
I think a lot of it's going to depend on what I got going on, man.
Oh, you're gonna go.
I mean, if I go, it'll probably be like it was this past year,
Zip in, zip out.
where we go
Yeah,
for like a
just
day.
a
or
day.
two. I mean, look, if you've never been, it really is. It's a good time. I would invest like the entire time because for Matt's, it really is. It's a huge. I mean, it's the whole.
Yeah, you're not seeing the whole thing in one day.
Yeah, it's the whole facility down there. You know, it's not just the stadium where they play basketball. It's like the entire complex is nothing but truck show. And
Yeah.
if you've never been, I'd recommend you go at least once. But
Yeah.
if you've been multiple years and like for me, being run through the ringer down there multiple years in a row, you know, if I go, it's usually just because I have some business in particular that I got to conduct, or I know that like Best and them are going to be there on a certain day. So I'd like to see people.
That's a good time.
But outside of that, I mean, I'll probably won't go and invest a whole weekend again unless it's
The show is the show. If you've been there before, the show's the show. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. People that do show up. You know, maybe one year they didn't make it. This year they can make it. There's a shit.
I was
ton
gonna
of
go last. I was gonna go last year, and I had some pretty decent loads. I was like,
oh, dude, it was so. I'll pass on the loads. I'll always go to fucking Matt's. The money, the dollar amount that you can. Yeah, you're missing out on money if you go to Matt's because it is a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it's just. I
think that was.
It's fucking tits. It's a great fucking time. Or why is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday? But for the $1,000 lost revenue, I mean, if you can't afford the $1,000,
well, no, there was something.
I understand business first. Business is always first. I mean, we as truck drivers earn the right to go to fucking Matt's, right? You earn it if you worked enough and you got your revenue because it is time off. I mean. When people go to Matt's, they don't go to Matt's and then go home. They go to Matt's and go back work again. You know, if you
might have been a recovery week from an APU expenditure.
Yeah, if you earned the right to go to fucking Matt's and you worked enough to acquire the loot that you can afford to take that time off, then absolutely go to fucking Matt's. If you're in the fucking hole, well, then your best bet is to take care of business and continue to work, and maybe you can get it next year. But to say that, oh, I'm just going to go to fucking Matt's because it's Matt's and you're in the fucking hole. No, I don't agree with anybody going to fucking Matt's in the hole.
Yeah, no.
Well,
you're not walking out of fucking Matt's. You're not walking out ahead. You're not walking out with anything. There is nothing to gain out of fucking Matt's other than having a good
He's thinking about going.
If you earned it, if you earned a good fucking time, then you enjoy the good time. If you ain't earned it, you just keep your ass on the fucking road. And then earn it next year. Because I've always gone to a fucking Matt's, but I've always ran my ass off January, February, and majority of fucking March, and I've earned my fucking way to fucking Matt's because it is downtime.
And like I said, for me, you know, like I said, I've been there multiple years in a row, and not much really changes outside of technology or something like that. Mainly, if I go. Yeah, exactly. If I go, it's because I know that there's going to be a group of people there. I want to meet up if we can all do it on the same day. Or
because sometimes that's the only time you meet up with anybody is at Matt's.
Yeah.
That might be the only time. Like going to Gats. I mean, if they ever get Gats going again, well, that's the only truck show fucking Ike is going to go to. Is Gats. He ain't going to go to Matt's.
Well, Gats is thinking about it. Gats will never happen ever again.
No, it's going on in California now. I heard.
I think he was thinking about it last year too, though.
Well, I think he was thinking about it. I don't know if he'll ever make the road trip all the way up to Kentucky, though. You've never been to one, Bees? Yeah, dude, you're missing out.
I haven't either.
You've never been to Matt's either?
You never been on
Matt's? I've never missed one. I've never missed one.
Like I said, I was going to go last year, and something came. I stayed out on the road, but something else was going on. I think. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I mean, if you got business to handle, you got to handle business. You got to handle business. But if you've earned it and you've done well and you've earned that time off to go to Matt's, then go to Matt's. But if you ain't fucking earned it, you ain't got no business being there.
I'll say this if you and I'll public service announcement. You go to Matt's, right? Go to Matt's. make sure you got a good pair of walking shoes, and be prepared to take breaks, because as a truck driver, you're sedentary. You're gonna walk. That fucker.
You're gonna fucking walk,
and you're not gonna see it all in one day. You're just not.
Yep.
I'll just take me a little scooter.
If you did that, that'd be beneficial. Honestly, you'll probably run out of battery though.
And honestly, there's one day, I can't remember what day it was this year, but it happened to be the day that I was down, and I forget. But anyway, there's always one point of the truck show that I absolutely hate being there, because it's when the public and everybody shows up. And what drives me crazy is getting hit by every one of them fucking wagons getting pulled, or whatever carts they're pushing around, getting all the free shit. And I'm just like, get me out of here. I got to go find somewhere.
That's why Saturdays nobody goes to the show, because that's when they open it up to the civilians.
I'm like,
The public, yeah.
I have been
there
hit
with
by
their wagons, and it turns into a goddamn nightmare. So if you miss out Saturday, I mean, Saturday ain't worth it.
It just ain't. No.
Yeah, it's open up to the public, and their mothers are to try to get free pens. And
it was good to see Alex down there this year. It was good to see him.
I didn't run into Alex this year.
Yep, he was there.
Yeah, I did not.
Wilbon's asking what's better, Mats or Gats?
Mats.
Matt by far.
Yeah, Mats by far. Gats is hotter than fucking Beatnik Dick.
Mm-hmm.
It is hot. You have to go to the truck show to get out of the fucking sun. You have to go.
Yeah.
Because it is way too fucking hot to be sitting out in front of your truck in an umbrella chair and a 30 pack.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
See, that was the problem with Dallas most of the time, is that the way they would, especially after they blacktop the truck parking lot.
Oh, God.
Jesus criminy, dude.
You could be under fucking trees. It don't matter.
Nope.
Radiated fucking heat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's you got to go to the truck show in the morning, get on the fucking bus, and spend all day at the truck show until the sun comes down at 5.
And then even when the sun's down in your back, it's still radiating all that heat and stuff.
Yeah, it's still warm. Yeah. Mats is sometimes you'll get snow or it's cold, and sometimes it's perfect goddamn weather. You could literally skip the show on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold for you last year, wasn't it?
Hang out at the truck show and drink or do whatever the fuck you want to. My first time at Matt's, it was so goddamn cold. We were drinking outside and my feet were frozen. I had to sit in the goddamn truck.
Oh, that was the year that it snowed.
Miserable. God damn, it was miserable. Yeah. We were out there standing and shaking. Any year after.
It's so 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was though. It was 5 years ago.
Well, one, they couldn't keep people there, and it was because it was so hot. But then it turned into that they were losing people, like vendors, big vendors and stuff like that.
Well, they kept Uber, and Uber had that big old fucking shindig, which they don't do at Matt's. They don't do that big of a shindig at Matt's as they did with Gats. But I don't think that Uber is a big player anymore. I don't think they're a big player anymore.
No, not really.
Because they didn't show up at Gats or at Matt's at all.
Well, they did this year. They were there this year because
What did they do though?
Well, they didn't do like they typically do.
Yeah, they do that big shindig one night. They didn't do that at all.
I don't think they did. At least I wasn't invited to it this year, which I was cool with that. I've had my look. A lot of people think that getting sponsors and dealing with these places are it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Handful.
I've had my fucking fill of it.
Yeah,
y'all can have
it. Demanding.
Yeah,
I went with JT because JT paid my way to Matt's, and I was hanging out with JT, and JT was getting pulled 100 different ways to Sunday.
Exactly. I mean, you called me a dick the first time we met.
I did
because I was getting pulled,
because you were getting pulled everywhere. Yeah, I said that motherfucker's a son of a bitch. Yeah. I didn't like you at all. Exactly. I did not. I didn't like you at all.
And now you understand. So,
but you're just burned the fuck out. You were just burned the fuck out. Just getting pulled everywhere.
Going to Matt's so he can kick it with OTJB.
Oh, I'm telling you, Will did, man. It's always a good time. Always a good time. I love the truck shows. Love them.
It's a fucking dude. Y'all can. I've had my fill of that shit, so y'all can have that.
Oh, I will never get my fill. I'll never get my fill. But I'm not the main man. I'm not getting pulled anywhere. But I do enjoy just fucking hanging out with like-minded fucking people. I mean, it's like YouTube. You're hanging out with like-minded fucking people, and that's the beauty of truck shows.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Trucking's getting moved to the fairgrounds. We seen that coming.
What's that? What happened there?
Because they got the stadium, new owners of the stadium. They don't want anybody parking there.
Well, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Look.
Well, I say we did clean up after ourselves. I mean, we used the dumpsters, we used the garbage cans, we used the porta potties. And I think when we left it in a good manner because all the garbage cans and everything was all full. I mean, I think with Mats, as even being truck drivers, I think we cleaned up after ourselves as best as we possibly could. I think we respected the parking lot as much as expected.
When you say we, are you talking to the group you had?
We're talking about
everybody.
The whole parking lot. I think the whole parking lot respected it because there wasn't trash being blown around. There wasn't, empty 30s, blown around. I think everyone respected the lot and everyone filled up the garbage cans or put everything in the fucking dumpsters. And I think everyone was about as respectful to the property as they could be. So for them to ask us not to be there again, it's not because we're fucking treating it like fucking Walmart. Because that was not the case. In my opinion, that's not the case.
Oster says he's going to Mats no matter what's going on. But what if that's the week James needs you to go pick up that brand new reefer?
That's a good question. I
think, well, I wasn't there at the end. I mean, I left. I got the opportunity to see you and JT, Sammy, spent the day with Sammy, got to see a couple people.
Yeah. Sammy's good people too.
In the past, there's been a problem with cleanup. And then if they did a good job this year, cool. But I think the biggest problem is because of there's more and more drivers that keep going, right? And that parking lot, number one, the parking lot wasn't designed to have trucks in it of that weight because there are some people that come in there loaded.
But it's March, so it's not like it's hot blacktop where we're stinking trailers.
Right, but here's the thing. In March, right, when this truck show is going on, we've been really, really lucky about parking as far as like Final Four basketball tournaments and all that shit going on because typically it hasn't been there. But there is that little area when you got the trucks up there and shit, there's a lot of fucking traffic, dude. And it's like, it gets pretty dangerous and crazy because I drove my POV this year and I was like, God dang, dude, it's like you got people coming from everywhere. And it's like,
well, it wasn't too bad because we took a lot of Uber. We took a lot of Uber when we were there, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And again with the trucks coming in and out, I mean, it was crazy the first day, with everyone trying to get a parking spot or whatnot. But once the lot was full, you had a few people coming and going that were either leaving to pick up a load or coming in late for the show. It wasn't. Well, in my opinion, it wasn't all that horrible. Wasn't that horrible?
Right.
Yeah. Now my odds are, it's a good chance. I mean, if it's at the fairgrounds, depending on the fairgrounds conditions, I mean, I might just take my own personal vehicle down there. I wouldn't be in there in a truck or nothing.
No, and that's what I would do. I mean, I live where I live, same thing as you. I'm not going to take my truck down there again. I will. Me and the wife, we'll get a hotel room or whatever, and we'll drive our personal vehicle now.
Yeah. No, I don't leave beer bottles in the parking lot. I put them in the trash. Sometimes though, sir, money can't wait because sirs, there's no monetary value in Mats. There's no monetary value in Mats.
Well, what if that's the only week? With $1,000. What if that's the only weekend you can pick that reefer up? I mean,
yeah, there's no monetary value in Mats. Mats is something that, in my opinion, you earn Mats. If you don't have enough money, Mats isn't going to save you. But running that weekend could. There's no money in Mats. There's no value in Mats. All you see is the bullshit you can see on the interwebs. Meeting up with people is the same as on fucking YouTube. It's not life changing at all. I mean, If it comes down to where I've got to fucking make a buck or go to Matt's, I'm going to make a buck. Matt's will wait till next year. Business first, pleasure later. Plain and simple. It's always business first. If you don't have the mindset of business first, I don't know. I can't explain.
Well, you just plan ahead, just like you do any other
If you put
vacation.
the benefits of fucking trucking in front of the profits of trucking. I mean, you got to take care of the fucking business first. I don't see. Is there more or there's money in at Vegas? Yeah. Vegas is gambling. Again, that's something that also only lonely. That's a pleasure that's fucking earned. I mean, if you make money and you could go to Vegas, then you take a little vacation because you fucking earned it.
Well, look, it's simple. You plan for it just like you do your home time if you're
Exactly. You don't get home time if
you're
even
broke. As a company driver.
I don't go home. If I just had a $10,000 repair on the truck, I don't go home to have fucking home time. I go out and get my $10,000 back. I mean, business is always first. Business is first. Now, if you I can't explain it any other fucking way. Business is always first. You don't go on vacation if your business isn't taken care of. Like, well, I've got to pay my insurance this week. I don't have it, but hey, I've got this cruise set up. No, you cancel the goddamn cruise and you throw the money back in your fucking business. You just don't go. Business is always first.
Shit.
They don't, money doesn't come from a tree.
Oh, no.
JT says he thought she was about
Pleasure first and business. No, I enjoy my pleasure, but I mean, business is always first.
Oh, she ain't in here.
Business is always first. Otherwise, my pleasures come from my business. My business doesn't provide the pleasures, then I don't get pleasures.
I hate doing office work.
Well, that's why I do mine in the morning. I don't do mine at night. I do mine in the morning. I have my coffee. I have my shit. I put my game face on, and I come downstairs and I just put on tunes on Alexa. And I just kind of like low volume tunes, and I just bury myself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not do it at fucking 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where I'm one of the people where once I get locked into it, I don't stop till I get it done.
I don't even start till morning. That way I'm clear headed, got my coffee, got my poop. And then I figure, okay, the sooner I get this done, the sooner the rest of my day. If it's nighttime, it's like, I don't care. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Sounds like the business runs best instead of the other way around. Exactly. I'm run by my business. Everything that I do, I'm only allowed to do it because of the business. I agree.
James' money comes from reefer and flatbed.
I don't know how I've ever survived then only lonely. I don't know how I've ever survived.
Me either.
Yeah.
Well, and see, it's kind of like a difference. And I think that's a lot of the stuff.
That's it, Elite. I'm too intoxicated, Elite, to do paperwork.
Right? Fucking Elite. At 4:00, that's when the sober ends.
Yeah, I do have to while I start drinking beer, not after I've had a few beers.
Oh my God. But like for me, once I get started, like right now I'm working on tax shit, but once I won't stop until I get this done. And then it's like, move on to the next thing, unless the wife just says, nope, that's it. But I think that's one thing that a lot of people misunderstand about, when the hardest lesson I learned when I got into this was separating myself from the business, but also understanding that as a business owner, when you have your own business, you are an employee of that business. Therefore, the business has got to come first, because if not, it's going to affect your personal livelihood.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of people and that's why I say is like a lot of people they get stuck on that and they can't transition to that and understand that you got to take care and protect the business first.
If your business is broke, so are you.
Yes.
Don't live highly and let your business fucking collapse. And that's where it comes down to, you earn it. And earning it means that your business is fucking set up, your business is solid, you can afford the time off and to do the fuckery, and then you can come back and not miss a beat. But if you're going to come out from your holiday and then just be doing nothing but chasing ass, then you're not set right. Because I've never left fucking Matt's chasing my ass.
Right.
I've never had to, because I was ready for Matt's. I was set up for Matt's. I ran hard enough previously through the weeks to make up for that downtime.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm directly going home, swear to God, when I go from Matt's, I'm going directly home to be with the wife. I don't do Matt's and then go back out on the road. I'm going home to see my wife. I've made up that extra downtime to do that. I'm
talking sense and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not the guy who benefits off of trucking and then I don't benefit off of trucking. I need a benefit off of trucking. I'm not the guy who just wants to play the part of I'm a owner operator and then have all the benefits of the owner operator without any of the skin in the game owner operator.
And that right there was the hardest thing for me to get to understand and get through. And once I started to fully understand that, like I said, like my wife she had to kick me square in the ass, bless her heart. And it did. It's like the same thing. It's like I worked my ass off for years doing what I do to get to where I've gotten. I work my ass off, but now I get the opportunity to enjoy it. Like I do.
Exactly.
I take care of my business.
You have to earn the spot.
Yep. And then I come home and, I got my family.
Just because you have the title doesn't give you all the benefits of being an owner operator. Right. Just because you own your own equipment or even if you're leasing it doesn't mean that you go home whenever the fuck you want to, because the business always comes first.
Dude,
if your business isn't strong, you don't go home. You don't have the benefits of being an owner operator.
I spent so much fucking time on the road them first couple of years, dude. I almost destroyed my marriage.
I never did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did. Never had to. I never had to. I was a Monday through Friday guy. There's times that I would work a weekend because I had repairs I need to make up for or home improvements that need to be done. And I would work through a weekend, but I was never that guy that was going to be out here weeks at a fucking time. I was never set up that way and never needed to do it that way.
Right.
See, I go out about a week and a half, 2 weeks at a time. And then, normally
10 days is the most.
I haven't lately because I've had so much craziness going on.
10 days is my longest stint.
One of my favorite questions that I love asking, like when I get somebody that applies here, right, or a contractor that wants to come work with me and stuff, one of my favorite questions to ask is, why do you want to be an owner op? Why?
Yep.
In the believe it or not, I wait to see if there's going to be one answer.
There's three of them.
I can go home when I want to go home. As soon as I hear that, no.
Yep. I want to go home when I want to go home. Yep. I want to run when I want to run. And I want to pick my own loads and do what I want to do.
Yeah. And
I want to have the equipment that I want.
Yeah.
Those are the three worst reasons to be an owner operator.
The worst
3 reasons.
You have really got to work hard and earn that.
To go home when I want to go home is not the answer we're looking for.
Would the right term for that be you have to work hard to get to earn that ability to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the same as any fucking truck show or anything else. You have to earn it.
I was about to say
your
that
business
answer
to take that time off. I want to work 2 weeks and be home a week. But if you're sitting in a truck stop for out of a week, out of 2 weeks, then you ain't earned a week off.
Agreed.
You already took your week off. You just was doing the fuck truck stop. Not my problem. You ain't earned the fucking week off. You got to be able to do what you do in 3 weeks and do it in 2 weeks. Then you get a week off.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a caveat to that. Go home when you want to go home. Is if you can afford to go home when you want to go home.
Right. Well, you want to.
I mean, there's been times out here. It's like there's been times I've been out here and it's just like, okay, I'm spent. It's time to go home. I can't even.
But it also comes to I'll go home when I want to go home. And when do you want to go home? You want to go home when the business is taken care of. That's when you want to go home. If you want to go home before the business is taken care of, then it's all about you and not about the business. That shows a character also that I don't care what the business does. I'm going home. And I give a shit if I don't give a shit if I'm behind on my insurance payments. I don't care if I'm behind on my truck payment. I'm going home. But that ain't it. You go home when you are afforded to go home, when you've taken care of the business, when the business allows you to go home. You want to go home. In theory, you should want to go home when the business is ready for you to go home. You don't go home whenever you want to. You go home when the business allows you to go home.
And that's why, yep, exactly.
It's a fine line, and that's what I was getting at with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
It is a fine line. And
because I go home when I want to. But that's because I allotted the fucking business to allot me to go fucking home. Mm-hmm. I want to go home when the business is good. I don't want to go home when the business is shit. I don't want to go home in the red. I want to go home in the positive. That's when I want to go home. Because the business is always fucking first. What I fucking want means nothing. If I was worried about what I wanted, I'd stay company. Because the company will give me everything I want. But my wants are the business to be strong. I'm second. The business is first. If I'm a company guy, then I'm first. Business is second.
Correct.
Like B's comment here. Wow, words. I don't suggest staying out weeks at a time. It's something that I came to realize.
I'm not weeks at a time guy. 10 days max. 10 days. Max.
I'm the type of guy, if I go out, I usually plan on going out a week, 2 weeks at a time. But if I get on a roll, if I get on a tear where I'm just.
If you find that load that's going to carry you over a weekend, like say, hey, it's Friday, I'm looking at my load for Monday. And then you find this fucking load that picks up Friday that's going to carry you through a weekend, which is, good money. Hey babe, I found this fucking load. I'm going to be out. I'll be back Thursday. Then you're home on Thursday. You got to take them when they come. But if you're going to ignore your business and not realize where your business is, and then you're just like, I'm going to be home Friday regardless of what the business is at, that's not owner operator.
No.
That's a guy trying to be an owner operator or acting like an owner operator. But you never go home in the red.
I'm not trying to be an owner operator. I'm trying.
You don't go home in the red.
I don't care about
if I have a repair,
I've heard everybody yelling about that.
I'll stay out longer. I'll stay out longer to make up for the repair or something. I'm not going to stay out till the repair is paid for.
Right.
I'll make a full-blown effort to make it up. I'm not going to continue what I'm doing until I make up the repair. I will work harder to make up for a repair.
Absolutely. And like for me, what I'd ended up, what I mean by like I stayed out for a long time, like you guys know, I used to get picked on just because I ran so hard. But there's a reason I ran hard is because any truck that the owner of the company operates, like in our industry in specific, right? Any truck that the owner operates is going to be the most profitable truck in the fleet. That's just hands down. There's no dispute in it, right? That's just like in any truck like the T-Bone would operate for his company, UBES, and so on and so on. But like for me, like the hardest time that I ran was like over COVID, right? I stayed out like damn near all year, right? Until I finally just hit a mental breaking point, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, I don't ever want to hit that breaking point.
And that was a mistake. And that's why, like, for me, I will never that now. Like, will I stay out like a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, if I need to? And if I need to, and it's a little different for me just because I do have a fleet. But if I was a single truck operator, same, just like you said, you've got to let the business dictate what you can do. You have to earn it and be able to afford to go do it, because so many people do. They either overextend themselves or they live week to week to week. You've got to earn that cushion and earn that buffer. So you got to put the work in. This job is not easy. This business is not easy.
No, it is not. No, it's not. Because it could literally take everything from you in one instance.
Yeah.
It could take all your savings. It could take fucking everything from you. You have an accident, game's over.
Oh yeah.
I don't give a shit how much money you got. You get an accident, your insurance is retarded. No one's gonna fucking hire you. It's over. It's done. No, sir. You've been great at it. I'm not going to complain about that. You've put yourself out there and you stayed out longer than you wanted to fucking stay out. With all the breakdowns and things, you're getting a 34 reset every 4 days. It's just the way she rolled. But when it was time to make money, it's time to make money. And maybe sometimes the truck show just ain't it.
The fuck?
Yeah, Oster's a fucking worker. There's no question on that. Yeah, he is. He will. I mean, he'll stay out. He'll stay out.
He ain't worth the fucking emailing people though. Told me he was sending me an email like 2 months ago. I still hadn't seen it.
Yeah, well, you probably, you gave him the wrong email then. You gave him the wrong email.
It's posted on my page.
The more you run, the more you make. Yeah, sometimes. If the wheels are rolling, you're making a buck. There's no question in that. If the wheels are rolling, you're making money. Yeah. I mean, even if it's 50 cents a mile is more than zero. Wasting a day sitting on your ass because you can't find a load.
If you come in on the red, you'll take it out on your family.
Oh, that's true.
It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing because you're always going to be worried about the business. You're always worried about the business. You're always worried about revenue. You're always worried about the next breakdown, your insurance. I mean, anything that comes out on a day-to-day basis or a weekly or a monthly basis. Yeah, when you come home on the red, you're not in the same place as if you come in fucking black. That's a fact. You're not in the same place of mind, for sure.
Oh, that's true. And I was going to say, it's funny. Y'all said that, sometimes you can, if you don't earn more, there's been times where I've gone out, right. And I've stayed out like 3 weeks and I've spent more than what I earned just because, I might have a clutch go out. Like one time I had my clutch went out. Okay. Well, there's freaking $5,000 right there,
Mine was 7.
And then I turned around and had an after treatment problem. It is one of them times where you go out and it seems like you just have one problem after another problem.
That was the entire year this year.
And it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. And I'm hoping with this year that we don't have all the fucking breakdowns, and then that'll make it up where, Oser can benefit from a solid fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
So a solid year fucking shop time. I mean, I believe that I owe it to fucking Oser to give him a solid fucking year of what trucking really is, and not the trucking that he's seen.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'd love to fucking see a solid fucking 6 months with no breakdowns. The only thing we're doing is getting DOTs and PMs done. And we don't have to worry about nonsense breakdowns and stupid shit that we're in the shop for days at a time. Something that should take a day is now taking 2 days to do.
Right.
So, in my opinion, I believe that Oser earned a solid fucking year. And I think this truck, and I'm hoping that the economy, because I feel confident on both, that we're going to be able to turn this whole fucking last year into a fucking memory and then not dwell on it, because I would have to say that both this year is been shitty for both Oser and myself. It's not been a great year for either of us. And I think Oser deserves a solid fucking year to enjoy the benefits of doing what we do out here, because this year ain't been it. This last year ain't been it. I mean, even for Oser, it's been nothing but a fucking nightmare, because it's like, okay, instead of looking for our next delivery or our next load, we're looking at, okay, where's the next service center?
Right, looking for the shop.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd love to fucking give Oser a solid fucking year where he could just fucking run and make fucking money and not have to worry about all the nickel dime bullshit of what downtime brings them. That's what I'm hoping for. I've
been through one of them years, man.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone fucking deserves a solid fucking year is,
what was it, like 2 years ago, wasn't it? I was calling you like every other fucking day, like I wanted to put a damn grenade in my truck's after treatment.
See, we've had good luck. I mean, we changed the wiring harness and a couple knock sensors, but it's been nothing all that fucking crazy. But I think this year, other than a rebuild, I can't see anything really major happening to our fucking truck that You know, I'm hoping that Oster can come out here and just start swinging dick and start racking up dollars.
Right.
Because he's earned it in my book. He's earned a solid fucking year. So where he can, you know, stockpile money and do what he does. I've had guys come in with a year experience, have bought their own truck, their own trailer, and gotten their own authority in a fucking year doing a 60-40. This year is not. Last year was not that year. The last year was not that year to get that done.
Right.
Because we were just in the fucking shop all the time. Yeah.
Well, there's always, you have good years, you have bad years. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been through them. You went through it. We had a really, this year has just been weird altogether. It really has.
Yeah.
I mean, we started out, the market was on top of the world. It peaked out, and then all of a sudden it fell through, and it was like the end of the world. Everybody's freaking out. But yet again, like for us as a fleet, you know, the last quarter was really, really strong. It really was. It was really strong. And then coming into this year, everybody's like, oh, it's going to get worse. The rates are going up.
Yeah. January, February has always been great for me.
The rates are going up. And
Yeah.
it's all what you make of it. It's
Yeah.
what you make of it.
And unfortunately, you know, Oster's out. So, I mean, he's out till at least February. And I don't know how deep into February it's going to be. But, I mean, Oster's kind of missing a good opportunity right now. But, I mean, we still got 10 months after that to get shit together.
Hey guys, I know I'm holding this down all by myself, but I'm gonna step away for just a minute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we'll survive.
Yeah. I mean, it just is what it is. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, so there's nowhere to go but up. I mean, there ain't nowhere to go but up. We've had a shit fucking year. I mean, and we both went through it. It just wasn't me and it just wasn't you. It was both of us. We're looking at it. And it's like, Jesus Christ, are we ever going to get out of this fucking hole? Yeah.
I mean, you go through them. It's just it's about weathering the storm, get through it, and then you overcome it. You know what I'm saying?
You dig yourself out and you get at it.
Because the equipment's going to perform. It'll perform.
Yeah. Oh, it will. Yeah, it will.
You just got to keep it going.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we did take advantage of the time that we were in the shop. Like, we're in the shop. Okay, let's get this done. Let's get that done. You know, it's like, okay, well, it's going to be a couple days to get a part in. Well, let's get some other parts. I mean, let's get some other things done so that, you know, we're taking full advantage of the downtime that we do have. And that's why we kind of spent so much money on the fucking truck this year, is because we're just throwing shit at it. Because it's like, if we're already down, we might as well get other shit done so that we don't have to deal with it later, because we knew things were going to go, you know, nothing lasts forever. So in some cases, we did take advantage of our downtime. We did get more things done than what we needed to get done, which then hopefully will be less we got to fucking deal with this year.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be fine. Like I said, I mean,
other than a fucking rebuild and of course airbags and brake chambers and the nonsense that fucking go out every year, regardless if they're brand new. Other than that nickel dime shit, I just don't see us. I don't see us being down as much as we were this year. I don't see it happening.
Like I said, I mean, everybody always bitches about trucks and stuff, but the equipment's going to perform as long as you maintain it. You keep it up. You're going to go through rough times.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going to go through it, and it's all about just being prepared for it.
Yeah.
Running your business like a business and not running it like your personal checking account.
Correct. Yeah. You gotta, I'm telling you, you can never save enough. You can never save enough because it will, and it will literally take everything from you.
Well, and it goes back to that thing. It's like, I always tell people like, oh, I'm going to pay myself to look. Do you go into McDonald's and tell them, I need you to pay me $40 an hour when their starting salary is only like 15?
Yeah.
No, you've got to pay yourself just like an employee, because your business may not be able to afford to pay you.
Listen, I don't have money in my personal account to do whatever the fuck I want to with. I pay my bills once a week. I transfer enough to cover the bills and groceries.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I transfer over to personal account. Everything else stays in business. I don't say, oh, well, I've got this in savings, so let's go on a fucking trip because I saved it. No, it's all in the fucking business. The only thing I pay myself is bills. Because we've acquired enough shit that we don't need more shit. We don't need more shit. So I don't need a savings account to buy shit when I'd rather have the money in the truck to be able to survive a bad year and then a zero revenue month. I mean, this month I'll have zero revenue this month, but still have insurance I got to pay, truck insurance, the truck, two trailers, the APU. I still got to pay all those payments and pay for my home bills. But I'm not like, oh, I've got to get to the truck and make some money. I talk about it. It may happen, but I've also got applications I got to go through and background checks to bring on other owner operators, to bring on other contractors. So me getting back in the fucking truck, I'm not all that into that either. I've got other business to attend to.
Yeah, and that's the way you got to treat it. That's like, like for me, right? I could be out making money right now. I've still got my truck here, my trailer's waiting for it to be loaded. It's just sitting there, but I've got, for the fleet, I've got other stuff to do. It's just, that's the way it works. And that's I guess you could say that's a beauty, but also yet the curse of having a fleet or running a fleet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Need to order the airbag under the sleeper on the driver's side, wherever you got the last one from. I never replaced those airbags under the sleeper. I've only replaced the shocks. I've never replaced the airbags under that sleeper. So that you don't order one, you order both and get both of them done.
Let's see here. Craziness is what I say.
Yeah.
He said put the money into the truck and he'll find a way to put money into a trailer.
There you go. That's it. I mean, the trailer needs, I'm all about the equipment, man. You got to keep your equipment top notch. I mean, if you're going to starve your equipment, you're going to starve yourself at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like saying, a baker saying, I don't give a shit about my tools, and he's got, he's trying to cut a damn cake with a chainsaw,
Yeah.
You got to take care of your shit.
You got to take care of your shit because that shit's what take care of you. And we've been fortunate enough that this year, as horrible as last year was, we're still kicking.
Yeah.
We're still kicking.
That's good.
Yeah. If majority of people had to go and do what we did, they may not have made it.
Well, the problem is most people can't do what we did. And I will beat my chest about this. All right. And the reason I do is because I got my ass grilled by Coach and a lot of other people, what was it, 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago?
Around 80%.
Yeah. You can't run on 80% in this market.
Oh, you got to get 100%. Otherwise you can't make it.
Yeah.
100% of what, dude? I mean, we still got fucking business expenses.
Right.
So it's not, you're not keeping 100%. 100% don't go to your pocket.
No, it don't. And that's why I'm like, and that's why I sit here and that's why I do beat my chest, is because you guys are still doing the same shit, but yet my fleet has grown.
Yeah.
Like 400% since then.
Exactly.
So don't tell me what you can't do. Let's talk about how you can do it.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact of, sometimes I wonder if people really know what the fuck they're talking about or even listen to what the hell they're saying, because I don't think they do.
No.
Because sometimes people talk, how can you listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where, like, I mean, you listen to people that make sense and people that don't make sense. And you tend to be magnetized by the people that make fucking sense.
Yeah.
And you and I may not fucking see eye to eye on 100% aspects of fucking trucking, but trucking there's more ways to skin a cat than one.
Right.
So we may do things different, but also respect the opinions of what the other one's doing, because we both realize there isn't just one way of fucking doing this.
Agreed.
And maybe I'll watch what you do and maybe I'll adopt it and maybe I won't, or you watch what I do, maybe you adopt it, maybe you don't.
Agreed.
But there's a million different ways of fucking doing this, and there isn't just, hey, you got to listen to me, everyone else is a fucking idiot. No.
Agreed. Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I really do agree with that, and that's why it's like
that's the beauty of this goddamn industry is that you could do it however you want to, and it may not be wrong. It might be wrong in other people's eyes, but it may not be wrong to you, and you can still pull it off. You can still pull it off.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I did when I jumped into this. I was watching a little bit of everybody and figured out how to do it.
Yep.
It's kind of like
Take
a
what
music
you
video.
want, leave what you don't.
Learning drums, steal feels and stuff from everybody, make it your own.
Absolutely.
I applied the same thing.
Yeah. And that's like, I learned a lot from Jeff. I learned a lot from Spectre. I learned a lot from SoCal. I mean, even Truckers Coach. I mean, there was a lot of fucking people doing it. And it's like, you grab what you want to, you put it in a hodgepodge and boom, now you got a business plan.
I still do it. I watch a little bit of everybody, SoCal.
Yeah, because this makes sense to me and maybe something else doesn't make sense. And I'm going to run with this, but over here, this makes sense. So I'll take a little of that.
I listen. Like I listen, same thing. I listen to everybody, and it got to a point like, here's one of my biggest things is that, and I'm gonna talk about Jason for a minute. Jason he's got a lot of experience driving. He does. The problem that he has is one, he's stuck in a very old way of thinking, and only one way of thinking. And the problem is he keeps repeating the same cycle as far as he anytime it gets tough in the market when he was an owner operator, he bounced. He was quick to give up and run to a mega carrier or a mileage contract. And it was always the same argument rather than when you try to confront him and be like, tell me how we get through it.
Yes.
How?
That's the question. How do you do it?
Right.
How do we get through this? Like even with COVID, how do we get through it? Quit talking about the shit of it. Rates are shit.
Right.
Too saturated fucking trucks, not enough loads. Well, how do you do it? How can we survive then?
Exactly. And then it's like, in my situation, when I was trying to say, this is how you can get through it, I was told you're full of fucking shit. You can't make it as a carrier on 80/20. It's all 100%. No, it's not. No, no. But yet that time I was told I would fail, but here we are 5 years later and I'm 500% growth.
I swear to God, that is, if you talk to Coach, that is his biggest regret.
Yeah.
Is shutting down his own authority and sending everybody away.
Got to be willing
it's his biggest regret.
I can't stand when people fearmonger. I get it. It's easy to talk about the shit of any given situation.
Yep.
Let's talk about a solution.
Exactly.
Let's talk about a fucking solution and a way through it, because guess what? It's never easy to find the solution. It's easy to talk about the shit and tap out.
Yep. It's always easy to complain.
Reality. Because
that's what everyone else is doing, complaining.
Yeah.
It's easy to complain.
Let's talk about a solution. How can we get through it?
Yep.
And it's just the way it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you never go through a bad time,
you'll never appreciate a good time.
You can't.
You won't. You just won't. I so appreciate the good time, like going through COVID. That sucked.
Yeah.
I won't. Even prior to COVID, it was a little rough. But going through COVID, that fucking sucked, dude. That was bad. And you go through this time here, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is y'all ain't seen a fucking bad time."
Yeah.
Y'all ain't seen a bad time.
You get that muscle memory, and it's like you just go back to what you were doing before, and you put your head down and you fucking get it done.
Exactly.
And then when the good time comes, it's like, this is fucking heaven.
Exactly. This is heaven.
This
is easy compared to COVID, because the only thing that's different between now and COVID and the markets between then is the fuel. The rates are actually higher than they were in 2018.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here you go. You want a perspective from a new guy? I mean, I came in when the rates were banging.
Yeah.
And
so did I. 2018.
Doing what?
2018 rates were banging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I came in last November, so like right around just over a year that I've been with Spectre. Mm-hmm. And everybody's talking about how bad it is, and I'm just sitting over here like, I get frustrated because it's a little bit harder to find the good loads, but I've been making it work. It hadn't been super difficult, not until I go to the wrong market or make a dumb mistake on my end.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here going, well,
yeah, because 2018, we're $3, no questions asked. Oh, I mean, you didn't even need to negotiate. You got $3. And then you think that $3 is garbage. I mean, if you looked at 2 years ago, $3, what are you talking about? It's $5. It was $5. Yeah, but 2018, $3. $3 was good in 2018.
Yeah.
And then 2019 started into $2, $2.50, maybe $1.50. Oh, fuck, what are we doing here? You know? And then we go into the COVID shit, and the COVID shit sucked, but then we just reflect back to the garbage rates. And then all of a sudden now it's like $5. Everybody and their mother's fucking tying into this.
Yep.
We're living life of fucking Riley.
Yep.
No one knows how to negotiate out of their fucking pocket because it's $5. Why? It's like at $3. Why negotiate when it's $3? You know, you just take the fucking rate. You know, it's $3. You didn't even ask. Then it turns into $5. You don't even need to ask for $5. Then when it goes to shit, nobody knows what to fucking do when it goes to shit. And then we have, oh God, everything sucks. You know, these brokers ain't doing nothing. We need to have a broker strike, and we need broker transparency. What?
They're just trying to make a buck too.
I mean, these shippers might have been paying $7 a mile, but nobody gave a fuck when you were making $5, right? Nobody gave a shit when you were making $5 a mile. They didn't give a shit about what the broker was making. But now all of a sudden that we don't make a buck, it's like, oh, it's the broker's fault.
I don't know. When I was getting 5, I was trying to get 6.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The broker's keeping it all, but nobody gave a shit what the broker was doing at 5.
Somebody just asked, do I think? Let's see here. He said, am I saying that Coach makes sense? No, I'm not saying that Coach makes sense. What I'm saying is Coach has a lot of experience, but he has a bad habit of focusing on negative shit.
Yeah, I agree.
He has a look, me and Jason have had a lot of conversations. There's a period where we didn't always agree. All right. We didn't. Jason is very, very knowledgeable. The problem is he gets focused on the shit of the situation rather than taking that experience and saying, this is how you can get through it. And he has a problem with putting in the effort to force his way or forge a path through that. Like when he shut his authority down, right. And he sent his contractors on because he said, you can't make it.
He felt guilty.
False.
They're not going to make it.
I made it. Okay. I made it. And I don't have nearly the experience at the time that Jason had. I didn't have the experience and shit is Jeff or Best or any of these other fleet owners had.
I didn't fucking have it.
You know,
I didn't have it.
You know what? Here I am, not with just myself and a company driver at the time, but also now I got fucking 9 other people. Okay, 9 other people, and I'm growing year after year. So don't tell me that you can't do something.
Yeah,
when you can.
When you ain't never done it.
Yeah,
you ain't never done it. So how can you say you can't do it?
And that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem with Jason is the fact that he has never forged his way through a successful period or a hard period in order to appreciate the good time.
Yeah. He's never gone through a bad period.
Yeah.
I mean, if he had $60,000 in fucking maintenance repairs, he'd already done closed doors before he got to 30.
Yeah.
He would already buck-tailed out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah. He wouldn't have seen through it and gotten everything situated. And then, okay, now we can make some money. Now the truck is done. Hopefully done asking for it. We can make money. But I think, and I'm not here to shit talk Jason because I truly do dig fucking Jason. But the whole reason why Jason got rid of that International, the paid off truck,
that was crazy.
is because it's going to sound nasty, but Jason raped that truck for all it was worth. He took every dollar that truck made and he kept it. Mm-hmm. And he knew that truck was going to be asking for a rebuild and he didn't have it because he never paid the truck. He never paid the truck. And that's where this whole maintenance account. Oh, sir, Spectre, do you have a maintenance account? Do you have an MMI or MMA or whatever the fuck it is? Do you have a maintenance account?
I do.
No.
My truck operate. Does it come? Do I have separate accounts for it? No. On paper, right? On paper, this is because of me, the way I'm built. From my visual representation, yes. Every week I have $250 that is earmarked for maintenance. This is what I owe the truck. My whole business
is maintenance.
Yep.
My whole business account is maintenance. And I don't dictate, like some people, there's some contractors, mostly lease operators, have this idea. Well, I put 11 cents away for maintenance. if I put 11 cents away for maintenance and I spent everything else, our truck wouldn't be moving. It wouldn't be moving.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm the same way. The reality of it is that every penny in my business account is for maintenance if needed. I just earmark this amount specifically, you know what I'm saying? Specifically for this.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, my number one take care of when it comes to my business is my equipment, because without my equipment, I have no business.
Nothing. You got nothing.
And that's the thing, is like, that's why I said, is like, at that time during the debate, the argument was, well, it's 100% yours at 80. You can do it at 80%. I don't, as a business owner, you're a fucking fool if you keep 100% for yourself. That's your number one problem. If you say it's 100% yours, you're a fucking fool. And I'll say it to anybody's face, a fool, an idiot, and you don't need to be in business.
Yeah. Maintenance count.
Yep.
And then you take everything else. Dumb.
I've got mine set up where I've technically got 2 maintenance accounts, I guess, because you got the business account and then you get the savings account. And I put a chunk of money into the savings.
I use my savings account for taxes. So every dollar I make, I take 35% and put it in taxes. Now I may dip into my tax money because I have a realization that, okay, I'm starting to turn into the red here. And this is going to be a large taxable account, a taxable fucking expense. I'm not going to be paying taxes on. I may pull some of that money out of that tax money to pay for maintenance, because I'm no longer going to need those taxes, because I'm not going to be making that profit. I was assuming that was going to.
Well, I guess it's kind of a double thing, because I'll pull, when I get my settlement, I'll pull over what I need for my personal account, payroll, whatever. And then I'll put a chunk into the savings for, again, maintenance and or taxes. And then I've got the checking account. The checking account is basically a maintenance account. So
yeah, it's the same as McDonald's. They set aside X amount of dollars for advertising.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they're not going to spend more on advertising or less.
Right. It's like a budget. It's just like a budget.
Exactly. But I don't run 11 cents a mile that my truck makes and say, okay, that's what I'm putting in maintenance, and that's all I'm putting in. Well, and I'm going to keep everything else.
Well, Bond,
that's retarded.
See, and that's another thing. A lot of people bitch about diesel prices. I get it. I just bought 2 trucks because I want to
doing business.
I want to keep more of what I'm earning. I get it about the diesel prices.
Yeah.
That's where it comes in. Like Beth said, it's the cost of doing business, as well as you being able to get the rate with it and stuff like that. Like if you're an owner operator, right? If you're an owner operator and you're working off the spot market, if you're not negotiating or have the strength to negotiate to get the income or revenues that will support to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Invest in these dispatch services or somebody like that to do it, because look, everybody bitches about the rates. Here's the problem. The weak spot, everybody's too afraid to point the finger at themselves and say, I need to change something in my business. Okay. Your expenses are your expenses, whether you paid too much for a piece of equipment at the peak or whether you got it at the low, 100%. It don't matter. Your expenses are your expenses. Now it's up to you as the business owner to say, what can I do to either generate the revenue I need, right? Or do I need to figure something else out? And that might be you investing in a third-party dispatch service that say, okay, these guys can get me consistent.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's no different than looking into somebody else to do your back office or an accountant to do your taxes, because you don't want to do your own taxes.
Or you don't have the time. Yeah,
exactly. There's no harm, no foul in having a dispatcher do your fucking bidding for you.
It's just the cost of business. Because look,
CEOs hire people all the time. Why? Because they're not out here fucking putting nuts on bolts.
Because here's the thing you got to think about. And this is why it aggravates me anymore when I hear people bitch about rates, the cost of diesel. It's the cost of doing business. Okay. We're not the only fucking ones that run off of diesel to conduct our business. Exactly. You got ships and containers that do it. You got some rail things that they're still operating off of diesel. We're not the only ones that are doing this, but yet they're doing it. Okay. It's the cost of doing business.
Yep.
You've got to be able to generate that income in order to
agree 100%. 100%. Yeah. If you're running broke because, it's fuel costs, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Are you broke because the fuel's too high?
You got
Or
to generate your energy.
the lack of negotiating.
I
and
ran
the right dollar.
I ran my IFTA report for last quarter, right? My truck ran 3.9 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. Still turned $1.
paid money.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me you can't turn a buck.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a more efficient fuel. Everybody's like, well, then why are you buying this other truck? Because I want to keep more.
Right.
Greedy. I'm a greedy son of a bitch. I want more of what I'm earning.
Exactly.
And plus with the when you do the math, I double the fuel mileage. My truck is free. That truck will be free.
Considering if fuel costs stay the same.
Yes.
Yes. If fuel costs stay the same.
But if the fuel cost goes down, then I'm going to make more money off of that.
Correct.
So,
but it's not going to make the truck payment. I mean, that's in theory, yes, it looks like, yeah, it's a free truck, but in the long run, it's not.
Well, he did the math. How much more is that going to put in your pocket by switching trucks?
About $2,000 a fucking week.
Penny at $5 a gallon or $3 a gallon.
At what the market is, what we're averaging, what the market is now. Because look, here's the reality. In the truck I'm driving right now, in my Western Star, right? When I run a hard fucking week, the most I've paid in a week for a fuel is $3,500.
Oh Jesus, that's retarded.
But I earned about that week. I did about
$3,500 in fuel, and you still make money, and that's
right.
Crazy, because
that's why I'm saying is that with the price that I got these two trucks plus the ability to double my fuel mileage, the truck's going to be free.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. When I run a light week, I'm paying about.
That just shows that it doesn't matter what fuel cost is, because you've got the worst fuel cost, but still can turn a revenue.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not. Oh well, I can't make any money because fuel's too high.
Right. You're
just not doing it right.
Correct. How fast do I drive my Gary? It don't matter how fast I drive that truck. It's just
Gary. That's regardless.
Yeah.
4 miles to the gallon is 4 miles a gallon. I don't give a fuck. I mean, the reality is that you can still turn $1 or turn a profit off of 4 miles to the gallon or 3 miles to the gallon. That means there's still profit out here. And if you're getting 6 miles to the gallon and you can't turn a profit, that's a you thing.
Correct.
Because there's people getting less miles per gallon that's still making a fucking profit, still making money.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still making a huge profit.
Yeah.
But people are going, well, that truck's technically not paid for. I financed it to help my business credit. I have a payment on it. It's a low one, but I have a payment on it. The point that I'm getting at is that I want to keep more of it. So when people give me the argument about the cost of fuel and all this other shit, it's a mute point to me, because I'm like, I'm getting fucking $4 miles at a gallon and I'm still making $1.
Exactly.
And then my next question to them is this: who are you using for your fuel card? American Express?
Oh, God damn. 2% cash back. Fantastic.
Do you not have go get you a fuel card? Like go to NASTC, go to RTS if you can't do nothing else. Go to NASTC, go to fucking Love's, go to somebody where they give you a discount.
Yep.
I just use American Express. I like the points.
I like my miles. It don't work.
Points at Lowe's, but I get a better discount at TA. So
well, that's just it. Yeah, I love my points because points get free headsets.
Gary, I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad. I'm happy you do, man. I've heard. I've never met him. I've heard good things about him. I'm glad you're happy over there. It's just, to me, the arguments that are being put in place, I understand them, but it's a mute point to me, because for me personally, this is just me speaking as a fleet owner and as a driver as well. I have been through the suckiest of the suck. Mm-hmm. And to continue to say that you can't, I just sit here and I look at them with wide eyes. Like,
that's exactly where I am.
I want to hit my head.
Shit. I've seen worse.
Are you? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, duh.
Seen worse. Still make it happen.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is.
I think the negativity, and especially more so around the whole YouTube realm, is that it once one person starts bitching, another person feels like it's a good time to bitch, and the next guy wants to bitch, then it turns into a big bitch fest, and then everyone's fucking struggling.
Well, come on with it. I will say that Mudflap is a really good one here in the Midwest. I've used Mudflap once or twice, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, honest to God, dude.
Amex Gold and Mudflap beats most.
Mudflap's getting some good discounts. They do get some good discounts in the Midwest, but I'm gonna tell you straight up. And T-Bone, all my guys usually bring, hey, this guy contacted about a fuel card program. I'm going to tell you straight up right now. I cannot find a fucking problem or anybody better as a small fleet owner or a single truck owner operator than NASTC. Hands down, I cannot find anybody fucking better.
We checked RTS.
Yes. We checked RTS. I've checked XPO. XPO and NASTC are very, very, very close. Very close. But NASTC as a whole, their fuel program is the best, hands down, than anybody. Hands down. At one point last quarter, we were averaging over $1 discount across the fleet. That's not just one truck, as a fleet at one point. I mean, I can't, and believe me, I'm one of the people, I try to find problems with my stuff so I could fix it and make it better. I cannot find a problem with their fuel network. I just can't. RTS is not the best, Ike. Not by far, Mom. Not by fucking far. And then everybody's going to say, well, that $250 with NASTC, that's a drop of water in a bucket. I can't find a fucking problem with NASTC's fuel network. They give me the best discount as a small fleet.
Now with correct me if I'm wrong, that mud flap, anybody can get mud flap. It just comes directly out of your
mud flap. Yeah.
Right?
The way mud flap works is it's an app, right? It's an app. Anybody can get the discount. What you have to do is you have to connect like a credit card or American Express.
So the driver then pays for the mud flap, not the carrier.
Right. Yeah, correct. Which
okay.
It don't make a difference.
Right here, James.
Operator. Yeah.
Right here.
I pay less 40 cents a mile with winter fuel in a 15-year-old truck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading. Yeah, because Oster could get mud flap. I don't care what fuel card he uses. I mean, I provide XPO and NASTC.
And that's what I said a minute ago was the XPO out of the, I was telling people that you went to take a piss, but I was telling people I can't find, and you know me, I try to find problems with everything I do. I try to find it so I can make something better. I can't find anybody better than NASTC as a whole, as their fuel program. The only one that's come really, really close is XPO. And it's like Oster said, it goes back and forth with those.
Yeah, we use both.
It's
and their building is different. Everything is a little bit different, but that all comes out of my account. But if Oster wanted to get the mud flap and pay for his own fuel, all I need is a receipt of what he paid. And he could
looking at it right now.
If mud flap is cheaper, he could do that for himself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm looking now where we normally fuel, or where I normally fuel. Pump price $4.95, and our with our discounts $3.71.
Exactly. Yeah. See, it's damn near $1 there.
Yeah, RTS. I've never
RTS.
I did look into RTS, and they wanted 3 months of fucking fuel.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like what fuel you bought?
Yep.
I mean, to make it through all these goddamn jumps and hoops through shit to get a goddamn discount. I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah.
Because I think I did look at RTS, and it was like, oh, well, send us to your last 3 months of fucking fuel statements and all this shit. So I have fuel statements all over the goddamn place. I can fucking send you nothing.
I get calls from RTS all the time about wanting to switch, and I ask them. I say, okay, I want you to pull up this area for fuel where I fuel the most, right? Which is generally in the Midwest. And I say, what's your discount today? And they tell me, NASTC, I'm beating them by 20 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Every time somebody calls me about a fuel and wanting to switch over and stuff, I'm like, you got to beat what I'm getting now. And they can't do it. But nobody wants to listen. Everybody's like, well, that $250 fee look, what I save in one fuel up most times, especially now or even over the course of a week, it pays for that annual fee at NASTC.
Yeah.
It pays for it.
Yeah, because I pay $400 because I never took the safety course, so I pay $400 a year for NASTC. But we are using XPO a hell of a lot more than NASTC, so I don't know if we're saving the $400 that NASTC is charging for the NASTC card. To be quite honest with you,
well,
so
I like
a possibility. We just made XP or NASTC altogether because there's not enough savings for the 400.
But see, that's the thing is the XPO and NASTC, they are really close. Like it's almost damn near the same fucking program. Yeah. Almost. I might cancel
the NASTC because it just isn't.
Did you see Freight Shaker's comment? RTS is okay, but their discount goes up and down.
RTS is not okay, dude. Look, I'm telling you.
And he says lately they ain't even been in the same realm as the XPO.
Yeah, I'm telling you, RTS is not it. It just ain't. I've had more than one. Well, I'd say in a month time frame, I probably have at least 4 to 5 conversations with RTS about them wanting me to switch. And every time it's always the same conversation. Show me
if the price goes down, Oser, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So if the price goes down, you're still paying that higher price.
Well, this is what NASTIC does.
You're looking at only one side of the coin.
Right.
Prices could also go down on a weekend, but NASTIC's not going to change that.
Right. Now, I'll tell you this right. Like he said, NASTIC is good for the weekends because they don't change prices on the weekends. Nobody changes the prices on the weekends. And this is why. Well, the price shouldn't change. The reason NASTIC doesn't and XPO don't change it is because those two go off of a really, really true fuel program. They base their pricing off of rack price. So in each part of the country, you have racks, right? There's these racks. That's where everybody gets their fucking fuel from. Like out of the Midwest here, you might get, everybody will get their fuel supply that gets picked up out of, like, we'll just say Springfield, Illinois, right? They might pay $3 a gallon at that rack. That's what your discount's going to be based off of. You're going to pay based off the rack price, not somebody's fucking inflated price that they want to charge to make a profit. That's the nice thing about NASTIC and XPO's fuel program. Very nice about it. Most people will, a lot of these, like RTS does. RTS allows these places to do it. And the other thing about RTS is you don't get the discount immediately. It's a fucking rebate. And you may not get the rebate because now you're dependent on the carrier to give you 100% of the fucking rebate back.
Right.
And it just may not happen.
Well, what's nice about XPO is XPO's got an app that Oser can look at and say, okay, that was my fuel cost, because this doesn't show up on the pump. It shows up on the app.
Yeah.
NASTIC app. I don't even know if we even use the NASTIC app. I get my NASTIC shit off of an email saying, okay, we got this fuel.
NASTIC is Rack Plus. Most are retail minus. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what it's called, Rack Plus. So you're going to see the rack, and then of course, and it's usually not that much different. So
well, it's good to have options, but is it worth $400 for me to give you options? No.
It depends on how much you.
If it's not saving you $400, then it ain't worth me spending $400.
Dude, it saves us.
Now, you could get your own NASTIC card, but it doesn't benefit me to spend the $400 because I'm spending $400 on a fuel discount that I don't get.
Right.
I don't get that discount. It's just an expense to me. And if that fuel discount isn't being taken advantage of, and we're doing more XPO,
that would be different.
We're doing more XPO because XPO's got on average better fuel discount. Then why am I paying $400 for NASTIC?
Well, what it does is it saves money for Oser if he's paying for the fuel.
Well, of course, it does save money for Oser, but if Oser's going more to the XPO than NASTIC, then what am I paying $400 for?
Well, agreed, and I agree with that, and that's why I say, like, for us, I don't. If somebody wanted to go use their own fuel card, right? We'll just say T-Bone, right? If T-Bone wanted to use the RTS Coaches Program fuel card, no problem. You can do what you want to do. It's your fuel, right? You're paying for the fuel. The only thing I request is send us the receipt so we can make sure we track your IFTA correctly, right?
Yeah, that's all I need.
Now, at the end of the day, like me as a fleet owner, what is a fleet owner and a business owner, what I want to do is I want to provide the best fuel program or programs as whole. They don't just have to be fuel that are going to allow these guys and help them be as successful as possible. And with that being said, that's why I say,
I do too.
I can't find a better fucking program than damn NASTIC.
But if I can find, like say XPO is equivalent, give and take to NASTIC,
mm-hmm.
and XPO is free. NASTIC cost me $400. Why do I spend $400?
Let's see here. Somebody asked.
It doesn't make any fucking sense for me to spend $400 on a fuel card we use 25% of the fucking time,
right?
Because it saves 2 cents a gallon. Well, I don't see that beneficial to me.
All right, later,
what he asked, he said, how much for fuel in the Midwest today in NASTIC? Okay, well, here, I'll use this one. I know where you're at. The TA in Troy, right? It's usually one of the places that I fuel because I run a lot of Illinois and they got a high fuel tax. Right now in Troy, fuel is $3.92.6, which is cheap. That's cheap for fucking Illinois.
Anything under $3 or $4 rather.
Yeah.
What
It's
was it?
cheap. Now-
Truck Yourself said 369 in Georgia with mud
Yeah.
flap.
Yeah, one of my other drivers just texted, said he saved $156 off pump price today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, Effingham is 392. Let's see here, the TA 392. So, you know, I can't find a better discount. Now, Mudflap, like I said, Mudflap does have some good discounts, but it's really dependent upon where you're at. And I just, you know, if they got a better discount and I can get to the fuel thing and I ain't got to go tremendously out of the way for fuel, that's fine. But when I hear people talk about fuel prices are too damn high and I ask them, do you have a kind of fuel program? Yeah, American Express or credit card by itself just to get the points, it ain't fucking worth it.
I don't, otherwise it might just break even in the long run. I don't understand what you're saying, sir. I don't get the fuel discount you do.
Mm-hmm.
For me to spend $400 to have two fuel cards, which is now 2 fuel receipts I need to fucking find to do to do paychecks, right? To do payroll. Now I've got to look through multiple emails, multiple places to get, okay, who fueled where and what fuel card did they use? Mm-hmm. I spent $400 on XPO because at the time XPO was a better fuel discount, or NASTC. Comes to prove out that NASTC doesn't always have the best fuel discount. So if I take the one who's got the most fuel discount available, then, which is XPO, then why am I paying $400 for NASTC? That's rarely getting used, but occasionally getting used. I don't get the benefit of fuel discount, sir. So why am I going out of pocket for $400 to have these cards plus $8 or $4 a week per card? Why am I paying that?
What's the $400 for?
To have multiple contractors doesn't mean anything. To have multiple contractors don't mean anything of what fuel card you have.
Yeah, and
because XPO is a very good fuel card. Now, right. if you could do it off of Mudflap, then I would go with Mudflap. And right. If you say, well, I don't have the money to pay for Mudflap, well, how the fuck do I have it then?
Right.
I mean, how the fuck do I have fucking fuel money and you don't?
Right. Well, it's for me, I don't know. Like, you didn't take the class, I didn't either. But for me, annually, the annual fee for me is $250. Right now, there are other programs I use
because I didn't take the class.
But yeah. I mean, even still, at the end of the day, the $250 is a drop of water in a bucket for the amount of money that the guys can save on fuel.
Oh, I agree. $250 is a drop in the bucket. $400 is a drop in the bucket. But if it's never getting used, then why am I paying $400 for like unlikely used? Like, it's going to save me a couple pennies. That's not $400 to me.
Correct.
It's not worth $400 to me for 2 pennies a gallon.
Right. Now, like I said, I'm not disagreeing that Mudflap is a really good app. It really is, but it's not consistent. It really isn't consistent. I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people, the reason they don't use Mudflap is because of some of the locations that get the biggest discounts, like Casey. Like here in the Midwest, there's a lot of Casey's and stuff that use them, and you can't always get a fucking truck into Casey's.
Casey and Quick Trips and the fucking Speedways and all this shit.
But
maybe have one fucking diesel pump, which is like Casey's. Casey's is one of them. Yeah, they got diesel, but it's right next to the goddamn fuel pump, the gasoline pump.
Correct. And then the other thing that a lot of people don't, and this is I can't stand this part about Mudflap, is that I see where I'm going to get fuel, right? Obviously, I've got my card and all that stuff in there. I hate it, the fact that I have to lock it in, request it. They give me a code, right? Then I have to go inside and hope that the fucking fuel desk operator knows how to do the damn Mudflap shit on the app.
Oh, is it that tedious?
Then I have they have to punch in the code in this tablet for Mudflap, especially that starts the process and stuff like that, like to pay for it. And then you can go outside. They have to turn the pump on. Then you can go outside and fucking pump.
Really? It's that difficult to use Mudflap?
Yes. Now, the thing is like if you have a reefer or anything, or if you're getting deaf with it as well, every time you do a transaction, you've got to repeat the fucking process.
Yeah.
So
yes, I agree.
See, that's too time-consuming for me.
That have diesel pumps, but the Casey's in town here, it's right next to the gas pumps.
Right.
They don't have their own stall. I've been to some Casey's that had their own 3 islands, which that's not a big deal. But not all Casey's have 3 island pumps. Yeah, they don't have an island at all. It's mixed in with their gasoline.
I can't stand it, dude. It drives me fucking nuts when I have to do it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I want to just either put my fucking fuel card in, the information I need to get in there and pump and go on, or like for TA.
Yeah, I don't want to put anything in. I'll put the mileage in and what all that nonsense in, but I don't want to go in and say, hey, can you put this code in, then turn the pump on, and if it ain't fucking working, it's like, what am I doing here then? Yeah, I wouldn't be here otherwise. Yeah.
I can't stand it. Like I said, I do. I've asked when I hear drivers bitch about fuel costs and stuff, and I ask, well, what are you using for your oil? My American Express or this card? Go get a fucking fuel program. Go get one. And it's just.
I hate small fuel stops. I hate them only. That's where you're going to pick up the algae. That's where you're going to pick up all the shit is in these fuel stops. These mom and pop shits.
Why do you say that? Because they're smaller.
Their tanks aren't. They're not. Love's gets a tanker at least 2 times a day. A fucking mom and pop maybe once a week. They're not pumping through the fuel like fucking Love's, TA, Pilots, Flying J's. They're not going through the fucking fuel. So when that sits there, and you got some Indian there, they might lower the price because, hey, our fuel's getting fucking old. We need to get the fuck out of here. So they drop the fuck prices. So your sorry asses go in there, fill up on their shit, their algae fucking filled diesel. So then they because they know they got another fucking tanker coming. I'm not interested at all in mom and pop shops. I want that diesel to be as fresh as possible. And these bigger truck stops, that's where it's going to be at. Yeah, it's not going to be at a mom and pop where the shit's been sitting there for a fucking month, or they kick a fucking garden hose in there until they get the fucking get their fucking shipment in. I'm not interested in that shit at all. I don't buy from little mom and pops at all. Ever do I go to a mom and pop? I'll pay that extra 5 cents a gallon, 10 cents a gallon, and go to a TA because I know what I'm buying. I know what I'm buying at TA. I ain't fucking with these mom and pops.
I rarely, if I use a mom and pop, it's usually to top off, or not top off, but because I need fuel.
When you get one, only when you get an algae problem, when you get one, you'll never go back. You'll never fucking touch that shit again. Yeah. Once you get one, you might have gotten lucky. If you get algae, you'll never go to a mom and pop.
Yeah, I mean, I will fuel at a small mom and pop, but I have to have been there before. I don't
ever want to go. I don't even like Oser going.
There are some places.
I don't want Oser. I don't want that shit fuel in my truck.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you, for me, speaking on my part, is like if I'm familiar with the stop, I'll go there. But you have a higher likelihood to get water. Or
I don't want no shithole fucking diesel in my truck.
So that's the way it works.
Nope, I don't want it.
I'll tell you one of my favorite places to fuel.
Because if the difference is $30 goddamn dollars, and if you're worried about $30, there's other things going wrong than your fuel purchase.
For me, I'll tell you one of my favorite places to fuel, and that's Quick Trips with a K.
Yeah,
Wisconsin Quick Trips. Those are awesome.
Because they got a really good price on their fuel. Number 2, the amenities.
They got a lot of farmers that go in. Yeah. It's usually without any truck stops. Like we got one in Clinton, Iowa. There's nowhere diesel as far as truck stops go. That's other than Dixon, Illinois, which is a road ranger. There's no diesel around. So that one, yes, I'll get fuel. I'll get fuel there. But we're talking about some fucking towelhead sitting out in fucking La La Land. I got no desire for his shit.
Right.
I got no desire for his shit.
No, there's one. We got a fuel stop in Danville, Illinois. It's that little shithole right there. And we get a really good discount there, but I won't. I refuse to put fuel just because I'm like, no. But like I
don't buy the podunk shit. I don't want it.
Yeah. But like I said,
I don't give a fuck if you see tons of trucks there or not. It's they could be just as dumb as the next guy behind them. They're just looking for that 5 cent off, 10 cent off.
Yeah. Truck
it don't mean shit.
A little chlorine in there. I'll clear that out.
Yeah.
All right.
It don't mean shit. I
Yeah.
just don't fucking buy mom and pop shit. I'm not taking the fucking. I've seen guys that had algae. I'm telling you, it ain't it.
It ain't fun.
It's a bitch. Filter after filter after filter after filter after filter to
Yep.
get that shit out. It ain't worth it. And when it's my filter, right? I'm the one paying for the filter after filter after filter after filter after filter. For what? Your 10 cent of savings? I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
I agree. No, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I've had an algae problem before, dude. It does. It sucks. It's like having to fucking change your filter about every couple 100 miles just to
Yeah,
get shit,
it's
'cause it really
asinine.
clogs up.
It's fucking nuts.
Oh,
And
man.
I have no desire to fuck with that shit.
I think
No
y'all hurt
desire.
somebody's
And the only
feelings
way
over
you
here.
don't have that desire, go with the bigger carriers. Do the fucking Flying J's, the Loves, and the fucking TA. Stay the fuck out of that cheap 5 and dime fucking shit pile. 10 cent savings a gallon. Jesus Christ. You're saving $20, $30. Whoopie fuck. I'm going to spend more on filters, and you're going to spend more time on downtime swapping out these goddamn filters because your engine's choking out. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. You got to use your goddamn brain sometimes.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean,
Agreed. That's like-
Jesus. It is. It ain't.
but like I mean, but still, as far as like fuel programs, like I said, I try to find problems, and I do. I use Mudflap if it's. I'm not going to go extremely out of my way to get fucking fuel. I'm not. But they do. Mudflap has some really good discounts, but as far as actual fuel programs, Nastic is hard, dude. They really are. They're really fucking hard to beat. Really hard to beat. Everybody wants
That XPO, I'm telling you, is where we run. I'm telling you, XPO has got the top.
Oh, and that's what I was
XPO
going to say. Is XPO. If I had to do a other one, right, I would say XPO and Nastic. Like I said, they are really, 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 really close. The main reason I stay with Nastic,
XPO is
other programs.
Yeah, XPO is definitely a step above Nastic. Now, if you can't get XPO and you can't get the platinum discount and all that other shit, then you're probably going to be at Nastic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got the discount from Coach, and Coach talked to the rep, and I got the platinum discount with XPO, and I got no complaints with that discount. None. But it's again, as an owner operator, me myself, I've never bought fuel from podunk shit. I ain't, because I realize the ramifications if I do. And that 30 cents that 30 cents a gallon and cross my fingers hoping for the best. Hopes and dreams don't get you nowhere. They don't get you nowhere.
No, that's what I'm saying is I mean, if you're going to do this business, I get it. There's certain situations you got to start out with a credit card or whatever on for your fuel, but you need to develop a true fuel program.
And you're right. Oster probably wasn't very good going to Vegas. I don't go to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take the truck to Vegas. So I mean, I'm not going to spend $400. Did you spend $400 more going to fucking Vegas than not going to Vegas because of fuel discount? No, it's not worth the $400 a year is what I'm saying. The discounts just aren't. My opinion, if I don't have XPO, then yes, Nastic is the way to go. But if we're not using the XPO or the Nastic, and the Nastic is getting used once in a while, but majority of the fuel's on XPO, then why am I spending $400 for a minority when a free card is used more? Why would I spend $400? It doesn't benefit me.
Well, here's, like I said, this is why I stay with Nastic. This is why I stay with Nastic and I don't go to the XPO card. Is for one, me as a carrier, right? I'm not paying the $400. I'm paying the $250. And the other thing is I use other programs with Nastic, like my drug consortium and stuff is through them as well. So
no, I don't use them as a drug consortium. I've got a better one. Maybe I should tell you which one my drug consortium is.
Sure,
Maybe you want to change it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's Express Labs.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, it's better than fucking Nastic. Or better than. Well, Nastic is probably. Was Nastic got their own?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Nastic.
Yeah, all I do is like if I got to drug test somebody, it's all through Quest Labs. So
that's mine is through Quest Labs also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they just charge me for the drug test.
How much is it for an outside?
I think it's like $80.
Oh, ours is 56.
Yeah, mine's $80, but it's $300 for like 4 years. Or less than that. Whatever it is. It's like 4 years for a couple $100.
I'm gonna write it down. Express.
Yeah. You get a discount if you buy 3 years, it's a discount. So it might be $199 for 3 years. Yeah. And you pay $80 every time you gotta take a piss. Yeah. Express Labs, just as it sounds. Express Labs. And I think it's $199 3 years. And if you buy it, like if you buy another 3-year chunk before your 3 years is up, then they even give you a bigger discount.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's good shit.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Nastic ain't it. Now, I will say this. Nastic has a great safety program, which I'm trying to fucking get where they do the videos like they do at Schneider and shit. Because it's like I got Nastic fucking safety shit and it's a goddamn CD.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't it.
You can get it on a USB. All you gotta do is ask them to send you a USB.
Yeah, well, it's a pain in the ass because I've got to send it then to OSER, and then OSER's got to sign the paper. Then I got to scan it, put it in the computer. Now there is another one that Nastic has that is a video, and they give you the entire month to watch the video, answer the questions, just like at the Prime and whatever. And it's $5 or $10 a month per driver. And they just send them the video, and then they watch the video, do the shit, and it's done deal. Now, that little Nastic fucking CD you get is fucking garbage. It's like a goddamn talk show with like 5-minute snippet of fucking safety shit in it. Mm-hmm. It's garbage. I hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. And then you got to have the signed paper. So then OSER's got to send me this fucking piece of paper so I can scan it and then put it in his file, which I've never received a goddamn one yet. I haven't received a goddamn one of those signed pieces of paper. So if it's an email saying, hey, it's due, you got 30 days to watch the goddamn video and do it. That's where I'm looking at getting.
Right.
For the safety. Because the CDs and all this shit, it just gets thrown under the rug and nobody gives a fuck. I don't get anything.
I know when we were at GP, we had what was it, Carrier's Edge or something like that? They should send a video every.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. But that's through Nastic. Yeah. So I'm gonna get that. I'm working on that this year so we could do videos for the safety shit, because then you get a little certificate, you completed it, you got your certificate, blah blah bullshit. But at least there's a record of you did the safety shit. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm waiting for a PDF to be fucking sent to me with a signature on it, which I've not received a single fucking one. Well, that doesn't mean anything. It does shit for me. Yeah. So we're doing that also this year. We're trying to do that type of safety shit.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work towards the same thing. I'm trying to get them to speed that process up as well, because it's like, okay, I could throw the CD in there, or I don't even give a fuck if you listen to the goddamn CD. Just sign the goddamn paper and send it to me. It's that part of safety I give a shit about, because there's no safety shit on that CD. It's a pain in the dick. There's no quality there. None.
I'll say this: every one of those
video and maybe learn something.
I'll say this: every one of those videos that we ever did was common sense that you should already know anyway.
Well, that's true, and it's like a little refreshing.
It's a review,
yeah. But the CD the Nastic gives out, it's like a trucking show you would hear off of fucking XM radio with a bunch of nonsense on there. And maybe 2 minutes of, okay, don't drive with a cell phone. And then it's back to fucking, oh, it's so-and-so's fucking birthday. What the fuck am I even listening to here? This has got nothing to do with fucking safety. But they turn it into a little talk show, which is beyond fucking annoying.
Yeah, they turn it kind of like into a podcast.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's difficult to fucking send out.
Yeah. Really now, the videos I've gotten, I like the videos. Now, granted, they are about 30 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever. You got to watch them and pay attention and answer the questions. Again, pain in the fucking dick. but at least it's all electronic. So when they complete it, it's done. You know, and then you have that on record that hey, they did their safety thing for the day, for the month. But with the CD is a fucking it's like what exactly right. It's like watching an infomercial. You're absolutely right, Oser. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It ain't it. JJ Keller safety program's easy. I might look into that. I need to find a different safety program because NASTIC ain't it. Well, I mean, as far as the CDs, the CD thing isn't it. And Oser doesn't go home. When he goes home, last thing he wants to do is throw a CD in the fucking CD player and listen to bullshit. I'd rather have it done on email. You click it on a 10-hour break or a 34 reset or whatever. Watch your stupid fucking video and be done with it. You know, that's and then it's more safety oriented than a podcast with 2 seconds of safety shit. But we need to up our game a little bit.
Well, says Cowboys doing Cowboys shit again.
Oh, they're losing?
I hope they are. Wonder how the Cowboys are doing. It's that fucking Prescott dude. The dude ought to have been benched.
He should have.
Yeah. Dotson's doing good. Jeez.
Oster's gonna get those safety papers and scan them all at once.
Scan them all at once. I don't give a shit. Yeah, they're doing nothing. 6-20 Washington. Elite or Zeke has got 0.8 in rushing, and Pollard's got 1.9 in rushing. Third quarter. God damn. End of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter with garbage.
Oh, looks like I'm beating Ike.
Yeah. I'm not beating Red Hawk. No. Dotson's doing good against fucking Dallas.
How much time was left in that?
1 quarter. It's just the beginning of the fourth quarter. Goodness. I should have played a different kicker too. Fucking Q's got 15 points.
Oh, I know what the problem is. Hang on. See if I can help them out here.
God damn. My running backs. They got ran out. There you
go. Maybe that'll help.
You know what else is funny? You want to hear something funny? I was talking.
Brady got 7 points, 7.36 points for a goddamn quarterback playing Atlanta. Fucking garbage.
I have to say. You want to know something else funny? This is part of getting old, right? Look, you see me. I don't know if you guys can't see what I'm trying to read, but I'm trying to read my phone. I'm actually having, and I got to go get my eyes checked. But like, I can't fucking read shit anymore unless I got to get it in focus. My ass is getting old as fuck.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, you got to have cheaters. I got the old bifocals, baby.
I think I'm gonna have to either get the bifocals or trifocals because it really is. It's getting bad.
You got to wear cheaters.
Yeah, these are the readers, and I got trifocals. I can't.
Yeah, if I wear contact, I got to have the cheaters on because I can't read anything.
Like this is like a normal, like a UPS shipping label that I ship out. I have to sit here like right now. I can't read it right here. It's all blur. I'm having to
shove it up to your face.
I can't see shit right there. I can't. It's all fucking blur.
Yeah.
Like,
so you got to hold it out here.
I got to hold it way out here.
Yeah.
Way the fuck out here.
Yeah. You're going blind.
I am. Probably am. I mean, I told my wife we don't get this shit fixed. I'm not right past her and not see her.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go, Red Hawk.
Yeah. Put that hat back on.
Red Hawk needs to send me a fucking hat.
I need some new hats too.
TJ sent me this one. The Red Hawk hat.
I think I got everything done there.
Red Hawk. What's the name of the business? Red Hawk hats and crap.
Red Hawk apparel and dildos. I think it's called.
I've actually got glasses, reading glasses. The problem is I don't read them, and over time, it's just the last couple months I've really, really fucking noticed it. I am. I mean,
get some 125s. See if that helps you out.
Welcome back. Says swallow your pride and get some glasses.
I know it.
Glasses are sexy.
You'll be surprised. I didn't know I needed them until I got them, and I was like, "Oh, I can read that."
I'm gonna. You know what? I mean, when I do, I already know I'm about to go get them. But when I get them, I'm gonna get the old birth control glasses from Basic Training. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God,
the big
old square plastic frames. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Big fucking dick, man.
Fuck yeah.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
I hate doing end of year shit, dude. God almighty, man.
No, I'm putting mine off a little bit.
Fuck.
I'm putting mine off a little bit.
There he goes.
I gotta wait
Spectre
for
City
enough
of
of you to do it. Like, you know, the IFTA, because New York HUD is once a year now, so that's this month.
I told T-Bone and them. I told
What you
them
doing?
we're registered for HUD, but I'm like, who wants to get the permit? Because you don't have to have a HUD sticker unless you run off of the throughway. If you run the throughway, you don't have to have a HUD sticker.
But the problem is if you run the thoroughway, which 90% of New York is on that, there's no differentiating. So when you pay HUD, you're paying 100% of the miles in New York anyway, regardless if it's all on the thoroughway.
Well, you don't. That's what I'm saying is there's a thing when you file your
the ELD doesn't differentiate.
Correct. What I'm saying is right, but what I'm saying is when you file your HUD, right? There's actually a thing that'll ask you, did you travel the throughway? If you travel the if for instance, if Oster went in and all he did was run from, you know, an example from Chicago to fucking Syracuse, right?
Sure.
That's all throughway miles in New York. All throughways.
Except you get off the thoroughway and you go into Syracuse.
But here's the thing: they allow for a radius. They allow for it.
Yeah.
They allow for it. And the typical driver that's delivering it, you're well within the radius. Okay, believe me, you're well within it.
But you have to prove you're on the thoroughway, and the ELD does not do that.
It don't register to trip sheet of 90. That's all up to you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
All the ELD does is tell you how many miles in per state.
Well, I mean, you could still
tell you what route you drove.
You don't have to. I mean, I've never had.
Sure, it does. By
well, you don't get proven until you get audited and say, okay, well,
it pings this location. So
yeah, it pings your locations.
Well, it pings the location. You know, again, if you get audited, they're going to want to see, okay, let me see all your IFTA, and you show the IFTA, and they say, okay, you did 90 miles in fucking in New York. Well, okay, prove to me it wasn't thoroughway, or prove that it was thoroughway.
You can't prove it.
Yeah, you can't
prove it. It's up to them to prove it wasn't. Don't get it twisted.
I don't know. It might be
because see, here's the trick to New York. People got to understand. If you travel the throughway, you don't have to pay HUD. It's done.
No, you don't. You don't.
But here's the thing. If you travel any other road, like if you travel 86, 30, 88, 95,
yeah,
you have got to pay the HUD. Well, guess which one's cheaper?
I pay the 5 cents regardless while we're on.
Well, it's actually cheaper to travel a toll road, depending on how much you travel.
Sure. Yeah. But I just say, they ask how many miles did you drive in New York? I put in what the ELD says, and that's what I pay.
Well, you're paying, especially if you travel the throughway, you're overpaying something you don't need to pay.
Well, it's a couple bucks. It's not like we're based in New York.
Well, still, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It don't matter. It's the same price for
it's no different as Kentucky. Yeah. I mean, Kentucky, you get fucking raped going through Kentucky. I mean, not only are you paying for the fucking bridge, unless you can meander your way to the free bridge, but you're paying for the fucking bridge. You're paying the Kentucky. You're paying for the fucking road use tax. I mean, it's never ending.
Yeah. Fuck Kentucky.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah. You get double tax.
This part, no, I was looking at this comment. Can you believe a mega carrier like Crete doesn't pay tolls?
That's incorrect.
Oh, they pay tolls. You just don't pay them.
You just don't pay them. Yeah. They pay tolls.
Schneider used to be that way too. Like Pennsylvania, you didn't have to pay tolls in Pennsylvania.
Well, no, I'm assuming that, you know, they don't offer a pre-pass or something is what she's getting at.
Yeah, but Schneider did the same thing.
No.
Many years ago.
They probably have a pre-pass or something in the truck, or they already pay in bulk. But believe me, they pay tolls.
Yeah, Schneider, you didn't get charged tolls at Schneider run in Pennsylvania, but you do now. They did.
Oh, as one of those their contractors, you don't pay them.
Yeah, and originally when you were a lease contractor with Schneider, you didn't pay tolls going to Pennsylvania, and then when they rechanged it, when they went public, then they changed it saying, okay, now you're paying tolls. Mm-hmm. So the old guys that were there, I believe they may have been grandfathered in, or they may no, I don't think they were grandfathered in. They started to pay tolls. And then it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm not making the money I used to make because now I'm paying fucking tolls. So a lot of guys left Schneider because they weren't making what they were before.
She said they made her pay out of pocket, and so she kicked rocks.
And I kicked rocks. Yeah, I don't know. It's Schneider was good. Now it isn't. As far as tolls, if you live in Pennsylvania or you do a lot of Pennsylvania, which if you live in the Midwest, you're doing a lot of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's a hot lane. And it is.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The old contract still pays tolls. There you go. Still pay tolls. There you go, Sean. Yeah. And that was a sweet deal for the Schneider guys.
Oof.
Absolutely.
Unless you take that 76 in PA, it ain't toll road's cheapest road.
I'll take that 76 depending on weather because they take care of 76 better than they do 80.
Yeah.
Not much better, but better.
Last time I took it, I brought a load out of Richmond coming back up here, and it was based on the weight and the hills that I was going to have to go the other way. I was like, yeah, I'll just pay the toll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd have burned it up in fuel.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Yeah, so most of the time, if it's summertime, I'll shoot up 80. Even if I'm picking up in Carlisle, I'll shoot up north and then get on 80 and come across.
Yeah, or if you're light, I mean, if you're light, in mileage wise, the best way to go is once you hit Pittsburgh, turn south and run. Was it 68 across the northern part of Maryland? Mileage wise, that's the best way to go.
68 is a bitch.
It is. If you're heavy, it is.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I loaded in Richmond and. The route.
God damn! If that motherfucker.
The shortest route would have been 68, but I was pretty.
I hate that motherfucker empty. That thing is a dog. Yeah, that was a bitch.
Yeah, I like the route you're talking about though. I'll run across 80 and then drop down through State College at 322.
Yep, not too shabby. But 68, man, I cringe every time I got to take that motherfucker. I'll pay the toll just so I ain't got to fucking run 68.
And it is a bitch, but mileage wise, it's the best route to go.
Yeah, that motherfucker puts you to a workout.
It does.
Yeah. God damn.
I saw a comment a while ago.
What's that one going to South Carolina that's got the $15 tolls? There's 3 tolls on that hill.
To South Carolina?
I think it's South Carolina. There's 3 tolls. It's all downhill, and there's 3 $15 tolls. Or is it $5?
77 in West Virginia?
It might be. Yeah, it might be West Virginia. No,
is it West Virginia? That's up there. That's up there.
It might be $5 tolls every time you got to hit a fucking toll. It might be $15 total trip, but there's 3 tolls on that fucking hill.
The only toll I know going down towards South Carolina is it would be
is it West Virginia Turnpike? That motherfucker.
West Virginia Turnpike, yeah.
That motherfucker work your weight too.
Gary Cook was asking how Oregon IFTA works. And I don't know.
All right, here's how Oregon IFTA works. All right. You don't have to pay fuel tax in Oregon. You don't, because you have to pay for a permit. The trip permit is the IFTA mileage that you're going to travel. So
correct.
Like I have a driver that travels Oregon quite frequently. So every time he goes into Oregon, I have to call them and say, hey, this is where he's entering. This is where he's delivering. This is where he's coming out or whatever he's doing. Right. And what they do is they calculate your mileage. So whenever you file your IFTA report at the end of the quarter, you do not pay.
Blank it out.
IFTA. You
just
put
like New Mexico.
Yep. Put zero. Just like, exactly. Just like New Mexico, you blank it out.
Yeah. But with Oregon, you can only do it so many times, and then you have to get that goddamn permit.
Or you got to get a bond, is what it is.
Yeah, the bond.
Yep, you got to get the bond.
We ain't fucking with that. There's 47 other states. That ain't one of them.
We're gonna probably this next year we're gonna end up getting the bond.
Yeah. So unless you got somebody up there all the fucking time, I ain't fucking with it. I ain't doing a one trip. That's on you. Just like. If Oster goes to Vegas and he's got to go through New Mexico, he's paying that motherfucker. He's stopping at the border.
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. Well, I think they do it online.
Now you have to go online and do it through
they do it online.
The tap site.
I'm not fucking with that shit because that's above my pay grade. I'm not. There's other ways to fucking do it than New Mexico. Yeah.
That's just like, oh, I know Welcome Back's in here, but he was asking about if like in Illinois for like local for intrastate drivers, if for intrastate drivers, to sum it up, is no different than if you were interstate. It's no different. You have to pay the IFTA within the state in which you travel.
Correct.
So like for you, Welcome Back, if you just stayed locally running around Chicago, Illinois, you're going to pay that 72 cent a mile fucking fuel tax for every mile you travel in the state.
Yep. Yeah. New Mexico permit just sucks. Facts.
It does suck.
Facts. Yeah. I don't fuck with the West.
Yep. It does suck. That's a fact.
Yeah. I don't.
Nevada, what's going on?
I don't like it.
Fuck, man. Damn.
Cool.
Nevada should pop in. Hit the link, Nevada. You ain't working.
Yeah. No, it's dark. His wife's driving now.
Yeah. Solar driver, Nevada. He's my kind of guy.
I don't know why you'd buy fucking fuel in Oregon anyway, because it's way over. It's overpriced, and the reason being that it's priced so high is because they know you don't have to pay the fucking fuel mileage. Which, I mean, there's a lot of people they blow the fucking scales or whatever, and they try to get in there. Don't get caught in Oregon without a fucking. They will impound your shit.
Yeah. They mean business.
Yes, they do. Oregon that's like also, in case you didn't know it, Oregon and Washington actually changed their length and height requirements. And I found this out the fucking hard way. I got a warning for it, but, and like typically in most states for your length, right before you require an oversized permit, it goes from the tip of your fucking bumper to the ICC bumper on the trailer, right? In Oregon and Washington, they changed it about a year ago. It actually goes from the tip, like if you have a bull guard or deer guard, they incorporate that deer guard into your fucking length.
So now you're over 70.
So now you're over fucking over length.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all. Now
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, so now you gotta get an over length fucking permit because you got a bull guard.
Yeah.
Love
so
it.
Now you got to get a fucking thing for that.
Fucking love it.
Stupid. It's crazy.
Jesus, they fucking hate us. They fucking hate us.
Florida is worse. When you get comfortable, you got to pull into another scale or another checkpoint.
God.
Well, if you got a pre-pat, we get bypassed a lot with the pre-pat, like for the ag scale, the ag station, and then of course
I've bypassed it about every time.
I very seldom get, if you got a pre-pass and your safety score is good, I very seldom get pulled.
No, mine's, I'll always get green light. Yeah,
very seldom.
And I want a red light now and again because I want that inspection. But
now, if you are, here's a little hint, drivers, that'll tell you about your company's safety score. Here's a little hint. If you're that driver that every time, even though you have a pre-pass and you start to come up on a scale and you get the fucking red light all the damn time and you got to pull in, right? Your little pre-pass blinks red. Your company's safety score sucks.
Yeah, you're a shitbag.
Yes, you work for a shitbag carrier. Not that you are. Yeah. You are working for a shitbag carrier. I promise you.
Yep.
Promise you.
Yeah, come on with it. That's only if you get better than 6.2 miles to the gallon. If you don't get 6.2 miles to the gallon, you're paying IFTA.
What is it?
If you do all your miles and buy all your fuel in Illinois, you'll pay $0 in IFTA.
That's not
only if you get 6.2 miles to the gallon.
That's only if you get better than 6.2.
Yep. If you get less than that, you're paying IFTA.
In Missouri, if you don't get better, in Missouri, like if I was to just run all my miles and report all my miles in the state of Missouri, unless I got better than 6.5 miles per gallon, I would have to pay
correct
tax.
Yep.
America's team is playing really well today. Am I wrong? Short says.
Yeah, we're always heavy on the steers though, so that's just the way the truck is, and we can't move it back because, well, then we ain't hauling nothing.
Yeah, check that Spectre when you get on that truck because my steers are always heavy.
Oh, I got a 12. I got well, that's the other thing too is it's got the heavier axle on those trucks on the Western Stars. And I mean, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to put the thicker ply tire on there just because I don't deal well with the steers blowing out. I don't understand why people run that thin ply tire up on the fucking.
Oh, you got to
steering
get the H rated.
Yeah.
You got to get H rated. Even if it's a 12.5, I'd still take H rated.
Yep.
Absolutely. Get that 16.
What's up? Talking about everything, Nevada.
He's saying, well, if you don't get 5.5, then you're using more fuel, so you're not going to pay EFTA. But in turn, you are paying EFTA because you're buying more fuel. So yes.
Yep.
So you're not gonna pay EFTA at the end of the quarter. You're paying it in the fuel tank.
Yeah, you're gonna put in the
fuel tax. So you're paying the EFTA. You're just not going to get sent a bill EFTA.
Yep. What am I doing here? Oh, here we go. Dude, I really do. Now I gotta do fucking payroll. Ugh.
Yeah, to fuck payroll.
No. We want to work on the payroll.
Whoa. Don't tell him what to do. He's the boss, okay?
I'm not telling him what to do. I'm just saying don't interrupt his payroll working.
Yeah.
Payroll on a fucking Sunday.
Well, our pay weeks run from Sunday to Saturday.
Yeah, I do mine on Thursdays. So if you deliver it Thursday morning, you'll get paid Friday. I used to pay after every load, but then Triumph stopped doing that. So
Man, what are you doing?
now it's once a week.
Is that
So
APU down again or something? Moser's talking about he's freezing and roasting in the truck.
I spent years freezing and roasting in a truck. Not worth it. Oh, without an APU, I think he's what he's saying. Without an APU. Because he's saying that it's driver comfort and the APU will always be worth it.
Oh, APUs are well worth it. Well worth it.
Oh, goddamn. I wouldn't run a truck without one.
I won't. Not a new truck, I won't.
I wouldn't even do a used truck. That's too many. Too many dollars. No.
Okay, hang on a second.
I figured if I waved you, you might recognize me.
I looked at it. He's just sitting there like that.
It's me, Nevada.
Okay, let me get this straight. So you guys are saying, so the way IFTA works, this is my understanding.
We already X-nayed that.
IFTA will take the miles on your odometer, right? And then the gallons purchased, that's going to give you your MPG.
Yes.
And then you have to pay. So like mine last quarter was like 5.6 or something like that, right?
Right.
So every 5.6 miles that I traveled in each state, I had to pay one IFTA tax or 1 gallon's worth of IFTA.
All right, here, let me give you an example.
You confused me there. I'm not following that one.
All right, hold on one second. I know what he's talking about. You're overcomplicating it, okay?
That's how I've always understood it. That's pretty simple to me.
All right, look.
That's because you're a simpleton.
Let me go over here to it.
How's Danny doing?
How are you doing?
Does Danny got her handsy long sleeves? She does.
Yeah, she's seen that shirt.
I love
she didn't
those
know that
shirts.
that shirt had the little thumb thing.
I wish I had them. I find them hot on a chick. I wish they made them for a man. That way I can wear a hoodie and then have my arms out. They're not getting bunched up in the fucking sleeve.
T-Bone, are you on your computer?
Here, now you should build it.
Hi, guys.
Are you on your computer, T-Bone?
Huh?
T-Bone, are you on your computer?
He's looking up porn. He's got us muted.
Is he fucking
No, I ain't got it muted. I just it's been breaking up every time he said it.
Doesn't not he's looking at porn.
I'm gonna share something, okay? And then just allow me to share it if you don't mind.
Oh, I got you. Where do I
Except toll roll miles, you pay nothing. I don't know about that. I think that's only in fucking New York.
Yeah, I believe that's New York does that. If you're on the
New York does that.
All right, T-Bone, if you see something, let that in there when I'm sharing.
I don't think any other state does that though.
Look, can y'all see this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is my IFTA report right here. Okay.
Talk about overcomplicated things.
Yeah. Right. Listen. Right. Follow with me here. We'll use Illinois because that's easy one. All right. So you see, it's got this right here. This column here is the miles driven, right? Total miles driven in the state.
Mm-hmm.
The way it works is for every mile in the state you run, they calculate how many gallons
you should have purchased. Right?
Based on how much your truck gets per gallon. Mile.
No.
6.2 average is the national average. 6.2 miles to the gallon.
It's based on a 6.2 mile average, right?
Yep.
So based on 6.2 mile average, they're saying I should have purchased 3,358 fucking gallons, right?
Yep.
This is as a fleet, all right? Just keep that in mind. We actually purchased 4,438 gallons, right? So somebody got some really good fuel mileage, because I know it's not me. My truck only got like barely 4 miles on a gallon, all right? So for that state, for the quarter in the state of Illinois, we got a $1,080 credit.
Yep.
Now, in the state of Indiana, we ran 25,000 miles, right? We should have purchased 4,247 gallons of fuel. We only purchased $1,152. So we owe them like $3,095 total. But because we purchased some fuel, it offsets it at that 55 cents a gallon, and we owe them $1,700 for the quarter.
Yep.
So basically, it's not as a totality. It's based on each state has their own tax bracket, right? Like,
I think where we're doing this different though is you're doing it off of fleet.
Well,
And
6.2
I'm doing it off of truck, 'cause when I do mine,
surcharge.
It's
Same
not-
when I do
surcharge.
here's the thing. When
6.2
I do
miles
mine,
per
you know
gallon.
when you do your IFTA and you put it into the state, right?
Yep,
It's going to tell you your MPG based on the miles you ran and how much gallons you purchased.
Yep.
And it's going to give you your MPG, what your miles per gallon was based on
Right.
those two data points that you
Correct.
enter.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make IFTA accurate for what your truck gets, because if you misenter the gallons or
that's
misenter
what
the
you're
miles,
missing. That's what you're missing. Okay. I know where you're going to go with it. And I'm not doing it any different for my fleet than you are doing it for your single truck. All right. Listen to me.
Miles are miles, gallons are
Right.
gallons.
Miles are miles, gallons are gallons. The way they balance it, like for instance, give me what state, we'll just say Nevada, right? Or did I pronounce that right? Nevada. We didn't run any of that. All right. So for example, Illinois, right? Illinois' fuel tax is 0.627 a mile. Okay. They base it, the national average of fuel that they base IFTA off of is 6.2 miles to the gallon. It don't matter what state you run in. If you run 400 miles across one state, they expect you to get a minimum of 6.2 miles to the gallon. And you're going to
get better fuel economy. Odds are it's going to hurt you as far as IFTA is concerned, because
that's the trick about
you
IFTA.
should be buying this many gallons of fuel. But if you didn't have to buy that many gallons of fuel, you're still going to pay the IFTA because it's based on 6.2.
Correct.
how come it doesn't show me 6.2 on my miles gallon?
Because that's it. But when you do your IFTA, it's averaging how many gallons you bought, how many miles you drove, and then it comes up with your individual truck or fleet that miles per gallon. It's going to how many gallons, how many miles you drove.
I have to for this fourth quarter, and what I'll do is I'll actually look at I'll do the math, and I can calculate what they're actually charging me for.
I don't know why you're doing any math, because it does the math for you.
It does the math for you.
Yeah.
Yes,
It'll
but
tell
you're telling me that it's average at 6.2, and I'm telling you no, it's average at what my truck
charges. It charges by 6.2 miles to the gallon.
Correct.
It charges by 6.2.
Charges by 6.2.
It's like fuel surcharge is given to you by 6.2 miles to the gallon.
So
every if you have a better fuel economy truck and you're getting 8 miles to the gallon, you're still paying IFTA at 6.2 miles to the gallon. So let's say you get 10 miles to the gallon and you do 100 miles, so you only need 10 gallons of fuel. Well, if you do 100 miles, it's telling that you need 16 gallons of fuel. But you only use 10 gallons of fuel because you got better fuel economy. You're still paying 16 gallons worth of fuel as IFTA goes.
Yep.
That's what you should have bought.
Correct.
So I thought with
16 gallons of fuel, even though you only bought 10, they're saying, well, you should have bought 10 or 16 because we're average at 16.2 gallons,
Right.
6.2
They
gallons.
don't care what your truck is averaging.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it actually hurts you in some states if you get better fuel mileage versus
Correct.
if you get sucky fuel mileage.
Yeah. The only time good fuel economy helps you is on a fuel surcharge.
Like I'll tell you right now, like for where I run, there are 2 states I will always put fucking fuel in if I touch them. If I touch them.
Illinois, PA, facts.
Illinois and fucking Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Every time I will put
In California.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Illinois.
PA
Now, California,
will eat
sometimes
you
they're
alive
fine.
if
They're
it's
ridiculous.
money.
I'll run through it. I'll just take
Hey,
it.
Spectre, is that a web or somebody was asking about if that was software?
This is Truck Logics. This is the IFTA program. Now, here's the thing. This is what I'm saying is you can't base it off of one state. Look, IFTA is very closely related to IRP. Okay, when it comes to IFTA, everybody wants a piece of the fucking pie. Every state you run in wants their fucking money because
because I've never used ChuckLogix for IFTA.
Yep.
So you got to print this out and then send it off, or do you still go per state and then type in those digits?
No, for the state of Missouri, I can run this report for the entire fleet, right?
Yeah.
And then I can actually run it per truck. And what I do for the state of Missouri, I just go once I run it, I go online and I punch it in according to my report.
Yeah, okay. See, so my instance, I use the Keep Truck and the fueling, and because we keep track of all of our fueling and miles, obviously, because it's legit miles and not their made up miles. So I use the Keep Trucking for that, and then I plug that in manually.
Yep, because we put all our fuel into the ChuckLogix anyway.
Yeah,
so
I do as well.
Yep.
I just don't. They for new owner operators, if you don't know this, you could do it one way or the other. You can use your software to do IFTA, or you can use your ELD to IFTA. But once you choose, you got to stick with it. You can't do it 1 month or 1 quarter with your software and then 1 quarter off your ELD. Right. So once you decide which way to do it, you're stuck doing it that way.
My company sends me the miles and the gallons.
Sometimes you get a better deal off of ChuckLogix because ChuckLogix isn't putting in like going the wrong fucking way or having to turn around and okay, I'm completely fucking lost. It just gives you the point A to point B miles.
Right.
Where your ELD will actually do legit miles. And I'm more of the legit guy, so I go by the ELD.
But it's like
that's got Colorado in it, and I don't run Colorado, so then I'll find something else. Like that one time I went to I don't know where the fuck I was going. I ended up in Colorado. I don't know how the fuck I got in there, but I got in it. Yeah, I ex-nayed that.
But this will give you a good example right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, like the difference between my truck and like a fuel efficient truck like T-Bone's, the Western Star, right? Now, I have a Western Star too. It's the 4900 EX, big Series 60, right? Look, listen to this. For me, I ran 8,490 miles in fucking Illinois last quarter, right? I was supposed to consume 1,722 taxable gallons. Okay. I consumed every bit of that. It was actually 1,800. So I got a little bit of a credit. Now for the state of Indiana, because I ran a lot of Illinois and Indiana, because of the way that my truck consumes fuel and the way I needed to fuel, I actually owe the state of Indiana like $700.
Yeah.
So it works, but it works against you. The IFTA is a game. You can zero IFTA out, but you got to be really good at the fucking game.
Yeah, and honestly, Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois now are so damn close to each other as far as IFTA tax that it doesn't even really matter where you get fuel. But I would always prefer to buy fuel in Illinois because
here's how you zero it out, because I've done it for a few quarters where I paid nothing, and actually I've gotten credits. And zeroing out would take a lot more skill than getting a credit because you're going to pay, right?
Yeah.
Basically, every trip you would go through. Okay, so if I'm in Tucson, Arizona right now. If I go from Tucson to Denver, Colorado, that's a lane that's paying pretty well right now. I would just look at all my fuel discounts and pick the cheapest ones. But then I would go through and I figure out what the IFTA tax is for each state. So I'd look in Arizona, Colorado, and I think I have to travel to New Mexico, right? So what is the raw fuel price? So you take out your discount, and then you got to price what you're going to pay. Then you take out the IFTA, and that's going to give you a raw fuel price. So if the IFTA, 18 cents in Arizona, 20 cents in Colorado.
So you're worried about a 2 cent per gallon. You're going to do all of that work for 2 cents a gallon.
Well, it could be a huge discount if you're looking at Ohio to Pennsylvania, where it's 79 versus 50, right?
Well, no, it's not. I mean, Ohio's better than that now, I think, isn't it?
Well, regardless of the 2 cents,
Regardless, you're talking a few pennies per
want to
gallon.
figure it out, you have to get the raw fuel price. So
Yeah.
how do you get the raw fuel price? You take your discounted price minus the IFTA
That
tax.
just seems like a lot of fucking work. I'll just be the first one to tell you, I'm the laziest motherfucker when it comes to.
I did it for 2 quarters, and then fuel went through the roof, and I just started buying the cheapest
Well,
fuel.
It means
If
nothing.
this gives you an idea. Like Ohio's fuel tax is 47 cents a gallon. Indiana is Indiana's a bitch, dude. They got a 55 cent a gallon fuel tax, plus they actually implemented a 10 cent fuel surcharge this last quarter. Illinois right now is at 62 cents. Pennsylvania, this is why I say I always put, because of where I run, I put Illinois and Pennsylvania because they're the 2 highest. Pennsylvania is fucking 74 cents a mile.
Yeah.
That's retarded.
Yeah. And you're going to pay one way or the other. So if fuel is cheaper in Ohio minus the fuel tax, you're better off filling up in Ohio and then run Pennsylvania and then eat the Pennsylvania IFTA.
Right.
But if fuel minus IFTA is cheaper in Pennsylvania, then obviously you fill up in Pennsylvania. If you want to get that goddamn technical. But we're only talking a couple dollars a fill up here, or maybe $20, $30. To me, it's hardly even worth doing the goddamn math. I got better shit to worry about than $20 fill up.
But that's why I say too is like
you just get like, where am I going to fuel on this trip?
Right.
And you incorporate
Well, I figure, okay, where's my fuel at? What's my fuel level? And then I always fill up. I don't say, okay, I'm going to get 60 gallons here and then 60 gallons there. I
fill.
Yeah, I fill up in Illinois.
IFTA's a big. It is. IFTA's a big. It depends. IFTA can be played. It's a big fucking game.
It can be, but it's a lot of energy.
It is. It is a lot of energy.
That game of cost, your discount, and then throw in IFTA, and then to find out, okay, where's the best place to get fuel? And when you do all that math long enough, you're going to find out it's a few pennies that you're saving per gallon, depending on where you're filling up. And it's like, is all that homework worth the few pennies a gallon?
Now I'll tell you another game that's played too a lot. There's another game that's played too. Like I said, they're very, very similar. Is the IRP, which is your plates. Like most lease operators don't really see it because they're paying their plates in a weekly payment back to the carrier.
Yep.
Your actual. This is the way your plate renewals actually work, right? Is that when you go to renew your plates, if you have a fleet, what you got to do is you got to submit and it goes in sequence like with your 2290, right? So basically from July 1st to,
you want the 2 months of the last year and 2 months of this year.
Correct. And what they do is they take, you have to input your IFTA miles from those months into it. And that's how they calculate the price of your plate
per state. Per state. Of how many miles that you run is going to be your plate price.
If you run a lot of miles in a high IFTA state, right, you're going to get nailed on your fucking plates.
Yeah. Yep. Facts.
That's how that works.
Unless you get Maine, and Maine don't give a fuck. Maine is the cheapest plate to buy anywhere in the U.S. And you don't have to be a resident.
And you don't have to be a resident.
You don't have to be a resident. You can get a truck plate and a trailer plate. Easy peasy. Cheapest plate in the country.
I'm not smoking any Kush here, Red Hawk. I don't smoke Kush.
Let's do some Kush.
I don't smoke Kush.
Why not?
Well, you know why not.
All right. Well, there's no reason why I can't.
What are you paying for plates in Missouri? Are you plating them out of Missouri?
Right now, we just started our renewal, and what it looks like is it's going to be. I think I sent it out. Let me see. As a fleet as a whole, it's actually going to be the cheapest it's been in quite some time. So it's under 13 grand for the fleet. So,
I'm paying about 2,500 for Nevada plates.
Yeah, it's probably going to be somewhere between 15 about 15 to 1,800. I would say. Right now. I would say I just started the renewal process.
If I got to get plates for a truck, I charge $50 a week for the plate, and that only makes it. I make $100 or something for the year, but I've got to come up with $2,500 to get the plate for you. So I charge $50 a week for the plate.
Hey, as far as putting the new stickers on, you have until March, or is like I think I read something that like Florida's like February.
The stickers. Your carrier, your carrier, as long as they're in good standing with the FMCSA in the state that they're out of, they should already have their IFTA stickers in hand.
Yeah.
No, I get my own.
Oh, you get your own IFTAs?
You got your own plate?
You order them in fucking December.
You should already had them. You should already have them in the mail.
Yeah.
No, they're sitting in my truck. I haven't washed my truck. I got to pull the old ones off and then put the new ones on.
That's why you get that little metal plate.
Yeah.
And then it holds one IFTA sticker, and then you go.
Oh man, if it don't hold 5, I
Then you
gotta.
stick on a new sticker.
Yeah.
Well, if it don't hold 5, then it's like the old, the stickers on your license plates. You just peel what you can off and then put a new sticker on top of it.
I think by law you have until the 1st of February to put the new IFTA stickers on. But if like we'll just say like if your carrier hasn't got you your new IFTA stickers yet, like whether you went through
because you got to go to home base. So
as long as you have a copy of the actual IFTA license, because they send a copy of the IFTA license. As long as you have like a PDF copy or a hard copy that you can put in your permit book, you're legal.
Yeah.
You technically have until like I think it's the 1st of February to actually put the sticker on your truck.
Yeah. Just wipe it off with some Glass Plus.
Oh.
Be done with it. Unless you're the guy that, runs fucking stickers down your fucking cab.
But guys, I've been on here a little bit longer than I wanted to be. My wife's like,
I don't like quitters.
I got to go, man. I got to go.
All right.
I've gotten almost all my stuff done. I got one last thing to do, but main thing is I'm gonna go eat dinner with my family.
Be that guy. Be
I
that
don't
guy.
get very often to do that when I operate a truck.
This little
There you go.
paper.
That's
Yeah,
good.
there's
Throw that in the-
yeah.
Throw that in your permit book.
So
Yeah,
I
I'll
just have to
probably
put
be-
the sticker, 'cause I got to pull those. I cut my nails before I left my
What
house.
are you
Like,
folding it up and putting in your permit book? Don't you have those fucking sleeves that you can put it in and it's nice and
yeah, I got
page?
a book, dude. I
But
just
is
have
it
to put
like
the book.
the vinyl, you slide in the piece of paper and it's beautiful? We need to step up your game, Nevada.
I've already checked all my stuff. I'm up to date. A lot of stuff expired in a year.
How could you tell? You got to unfold everything.
I have to put these on.
You gotta fold it all.
all right, guys. Hey, I appreciate having me on and stuff. I'm gonna jump off and go have dinner with the family.
All right, Spectre. It's been a pleasure, bro.
All right, man. It's always been a pleasure. Y'all be
All right, later, man.
Later, buddy.
Later.
What's up? Where you at, Nevada?
Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona's?
Yep.
Yeah.
The middle of Tucson.
You gonna stay down there for the weekend or?
No, we got here yesterday and delivered, and then just slept. I'm doing a reset.
Yeah, good place to do a reset.
Yeah, I looked at the board. There ain't nothing. Wife's got fresh showers, so if something pops up, we'll grab it. But
It's the weekend. Again.
Where'd you
Yeah,
come
son.
from? Where'd you come from?
we came from Salt Lake and got $3,000 coming out here.
Yeah.
It was like $4 a mile coming out of Salt Lake.
Look at that fucking dick pic of the day. Goodness.
And then we got going into Salt Lake, we got $6,000 from Kansas City. That was like between $5 and $6 a mile. I've been getting some pretty good rates running this weather.
Good. That's good. I'm seeing some decent rates even in the Midwest. So I'm thinking it's going to be, well, you can think
Well,
that's going to
quick.
be a good year because it's early. You know what I'm saying? January, February has always been good. It's that March, April, you really got to, hold your bootstraps and kind of figure it out and then see what the rest of the year is going to be. But January, February has always been great for me. Always been good.
Well, fellers.
Well, I guess it's Nevada's turn to go live.
It's either his turn to go live or I'll just dip and let y'all stay.
What's all the deal with what Joey and everybody's attacking Joey right now on the YouTubes and the drama?
Well, I don't. Yeah, it seems that way, but I don't know so much if it's really that way.
Because you got Willie's Pub saying something about Joey's a bitch, and then
Yeah,
of course doing the whole water buffalo thing. Or
yeah,
Joey and a leader.
that's not a whole lot of
Or,
big
I
deal.
think Joey and a leader having issues again.
Yeah, and that's because of Billy Raines. They got the anal triangle going on, so it happens.
yeah, something about there's 4 of us, so we're not really a triangle.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
I was like, think about it. In the middle of the triangle, and these guys are your size. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's 4 of us, but yeah, we're calling the fucking evil triangle or whatever the fuck they call it. It's like there's 4 of you. It just goes to show how smart they are. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I think fucking around with it, but it's funny.
It is funny. I think it's hilarious. I thought, oh my God, you guys are dumb.
You care about drama, man.
I love it.
There we go.
I love the sex triangle. The anal pentagon. That's what's the anal pentagon. They just need one more person. Wasn't my idea. Ellie says, wasn't my idea.
At least that's what I'm saying. You got to think about you're in the middle as you're, and then it works.
Oh, that's awesome. You just need one more and get a pentagon going. Fuck you, James. Oh, shit. That was funny shit. Hilarious. Oh,
I seen all my notifications fill with all this shit about Joey. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I've been on NFG today. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you gotta love Joey. Joey said some fucking crazy shit in the fucking past. And then again, as of recently, like in the past few months, he keeps going back to the shit about Ike and stuff. And I don't agree with that. And I know Joey doesn't either, but it seems like that's his last go-to is, talk shit on Ike's daughter and whatnot. And
I like all these guys. They all do stupid shit. But
yeah, it's all stupid shit. Yeah. It is a good time though. I mean, it's always a good time when you're not the victim, right? When you're not the guy or you're not the,
well, yeah,
none of that shit.
It's talking about family or something. I don't watch
outside looking in. It's always funny outside looking in, but when you're the guy, it isn't all that great,
it sucks.
Yeah,
it
does.
Like you're like forced into a dressing.
Listen, I love Elite, watching Elite do what Elite does until he's talking about me, and then it ain't all that fucking great no more. Yeah, it's entertaining.
Which one, JT? There's been like 3.
Yeah, great informative live. Tell you, let this idiot. Oh, I think he meant this guy, Nevada.
Oh, because the shit that's being posted on YouTube. Okay, yeah. Sorry. My bad.
I thought you guys would have hashed it long ago, and no, it's still fresh.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, just for the record, Nevada, I did not take the $1,000 to block you forever. Just so you know.
I told you to take it, dude.
No, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't do that to you. I still dig you.
How much did you take?
I think it was
your fucking ass T-bone for $1,000. I don't think no one would pay it though. I don't think anyone would pay it.
Well, man, I think I've had about 4 hours?
Oh God! You let us
around letting y'all talk.
Well, at least you got 4 hours. Then you got some watch hours. You got some watch hours.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's your turn. You guys are sitting there doing nothing.
No, we're gonna roll.
You're gonna roll. You ain't got no load to roll.
Oh, we're gonna go wash the truck and go take a shower and do things you do on a reset.
Ooh, naughty things.
Get a dinner.
Naughty things. You'd block me for $1, Red Hawk. You'd let me back in 2 seconds later. You ain't got the stomach, son. You ain't got the stomach.
Okay. Wife called it. She wants to go get food, so we're jumping.
Called it. All right. Well, I guess we got to find some other live to bust.
Well, you know what you could do? You could put just a 6er in the title. You can go live.
Well, I'd have to go get a 6er because I ain't got a 6er now. I'm out of beer.
Well, you got a little positive.
Well, but with your feed, you could put just a 6er and leave the chair there.
That's a fact. I could just say beer run and then leave the chair, and then I just never come back. Just leave the chair the entire time. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, give Trucker Gal a wrench. She's she shared your live feed out and everything, T-Bone.
With this new year, I'm not doing any of this back and forth like with Just Trucker. I'm not doing none of that. Just Trucker,
don't do it.
I don't care.
It's a lose-lose situation, brother. Because I dig you both, and I don't like seeing you both go at each other. As entertaining as it may be, It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Yeah, because I dig you both, and I can't pick one out over the other because you both been great.
I'm
to
not
me.
watching Coach and none of that.
Yeah.
None of the stupid shit. I'm cutting all that out.
Yeah.
I'm over.
Yeah. In my book, you guys are both fucking solid. Neither one of you ever done me wrong, ever.
There you go. I gave Trucker Gal a wrench.
Let's be better. Elite, let's go live. Let's go live, Elite.
Be better in 2023.
Yeah, I'll go get a sixer. Elite, are you working or are you at home? Let's get a sixer and see what happens.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Elite's working. Shit. We need to get Elite at home with a sixer and see what happens. See where she goes. Maybe a 12er. I think Elite can handle 12.
All right, T-Bone. You have a good one, man. Good seeing you.
All
around.
right, T-Bone. It's been a pleasure, brother.
Hey, thanks for coming on. And thanks for running.
Guys.
See you.
Maybe Ike's turn to go live. Maybe it's Ike's turn.
Ike or JT or
somebody. Come on, man. Don't leave us hanging. Later, T-Bone.
Or they could come in and talk on this one. I'll just walk. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. See you guys later.